was talking shit on you. I don't want to get in nobody's business because I got my own shit. But these
It doesn't
motherfuckers,
surprise me, bro. They all do it at some point or another. They break
What
bad,
did I
talk
say,
shit, act like no
Roscoe?
one heard it, and then come on
what
and
was less
act like
than
it
what
never
he
happened.
said to me?
right? So I just wanted to say, I saw, you know, what I mean, I was just on there. I had to leave Talcott stuff last time because I thought it was your live. I was on it, but then I heard this guy and a couple other people talking mad shit on you. The same people that say they love you, 5 minutes later, they're fucking. It's crazy, man. It's just
The
disgusting,
hate
bro.
is real. The two-faced shit is
Disgusting.
real, bro. That ego shit is real. Then
It's
they'll say I'm
gross.
doing it, right? They'll say I'm doing it when I just keep to myself and focus on my purpose and, you know, mind my own busyness pretty much. And then once in a while I show up, put on a little bit, you know. But it's, yeah, like I said, bro, this shit taught me a lot more and I've already seen enough. And this shit really just took me over the top of realizing how fake the majority of folks are, how weak and cowardly they are, and how much they'll just say anything to get whatever the fuck they want. Don't give a fuck about their word, their credibility, their integrity. I mean, big surprise. The world's run by people like this.
No, no, I don't even want to say nothing, but just hearing people, it just like I was like, I can only say so. I'm a realist, man. So if I see some bullshit, I'm just, you know, if you see bullshit in me, call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not about a fat guy, bro. I was on stage in front of hundreds of people out in California. My video's online. You could see what the fuck I look like. I got a stomach, right? I'm not in the best shape. I've already said that. I've copped to that. I don't even care about that. You're not going to tell me to stand up and make it a challenge and then use peer pressure to get me to do it to like get you to stop and go away. I just block you. I say you move on with the bid or I block you. I got nothing to prove.
I don't know why they think it's pertinent anyway, what you look like and how that's pertinent to what we're talking about. They're just trying to pull up shit to try to start shit. That's all they're doing. They have nothing else to bring to the table. They have nothing else to come at you with.
I think the point is the ghost of the machine's not that bright. They're not coming up. And Paul, you call it all the time. What's the presentment? You might want to call me out, but I don't think anybody on this fucking metaverse here, you know, where I dropped in on you guys from fucking 30,000 feet. Still haven't figured this crazy chaos out. It's moving kind of fast. The fucking chalk body outline shit. I guess Davey died. You know, it's like a soap opera in fucking real life, man. Honestly, I interested myself in it for lack of.
Yeah, I'm not involved in any of this shit, bro. I just come on here and I talk about what I see. And what I see a lot of times is what people show me and then what I'm directed to. I'm not on here figuring out who's doing what and when and why and how.
I'm
Like
just
we're all the
catching
same
up.
self, bro. I don't need to know about Davey Crocco. I don't need to know about none of it.
I agree with that.
It's all oneself. Like, why do I need to go find out the details, the idiosyncratic details of one presentment of consciousness?
I think there's a handful. I think there's a handful of people that you surrounded yourself with that are the top brass or top tier. That's just. I mean, I'm honestly learning from a couple different people.
Yeah, I don't even get into any of that. You guys always see and feel shit that I'm not even into. I don't know nothing about none of that.
Well, you talk about getting the MCO. You talk about moving. You know, you're in a trailer, but it'd be nice to expand. It'd be nice to have that property. And you know, I mean, come on, you gotta kind of think in a forward-thinking manner for how you're going to accomplish some of that thing. And it's going to be gathering people like-minded.
No, hold on. I'm gonna say whatever I want. I'll say Crocco as much as I want. You can't do shit about it. Now what? Here we go again. Cock body outline won't go the fuck away, bro. You want me to block your other account now? I blocked the other one. You want me to block this one? So you could say that I blocked you and then I like rage kicked you because you came up here and showed a gun and now I can't trust you to come up and talk ever again. You did that. I didn't do that. You acted out. You got your like street cred points and now you can't come up anymore. You lost your privileges. So why are you mad about what the fuck you created like a little child again? You created some shit. You get consequences. You're mad about it. Now you want to tell me what to do and not do. I'm going to say whatever I want. You know that. So why even waste your time typing? Go back to your area and make a video about it. Bitch-ass motherfucker. That's your only option. Go make a video about it, you bitch-ass motherfucker, because you're not doing nothing. And the more you keep making threats, the more you show your word don't mean nothing because you ain't going to do nothing to stop me. I don't tell people what the fuck to say and not say on here. They say whatever they want. I just comment on it.
Yeah, I like what you have to say about the psychology. I can clearly see you understand psychology very well. I went to college for psychology and I read Jung's work, and you clearly know it. You clearly understand the esoteric and occult, and those are things that I've studied for the last 15 years, and I know you know what you're talking about. So I got a lot of respect for you for the things that I've seen you speak about and that you understand. And it's up to these other people that if they're staying at a lower level, like they're missing the words that you're saying and focusing on the
Well,
bullshit.
these slaves are sitting around Crocco when he died. I'm told they put up a poll laughing and giggling, saying, guessing what Crocco died of. So they could sit there, laugh and giggle about suspecting what he died of, but then I can't say nothing after the fact. You motherfuckers are always hypocrites, you religious dogmatic slaves. You're the biggest fucking scum and hypocrites. I don't know Crocco. I don't know nothing about him. I don't feel any kind of way, but I will say stand up Davey to fucking trigger your bitch ass because you want to play with me. So you get Davey to stand up again so he can apparently hate on me because that's what you've all been saying lately. I don't know if this is an elaborate thing to get me to talk shit on him to ruin my credibility and character. I'll gamble. I'll play. I thought about that from the beginning. I said, you know what? They might be setting me up to talk bad about a dead guy so that it just further shits on my credibility. The real ones know. They get it one way or the other. You know, the creation knows your heart. Creational force judges your heart. I got no ill will against him and his family. Are you kidding? I don't know the motherfucker. But I will say some shit to pimp and mac on you and piss you the fuck off. And it's working. So just let the stand-up shit with me go, and we let the stand-up Davey go. If not, I'm going to keep saying it. You keep coming here getting triggered, telling me not to talk about it. And then the guy down there says, didn't Davey Crocco die of fucking fentanyl? So, I mean, listen, every other day somebody from your truther movement dies of some drug overdose, so I wouldn't be surprised. And then you come here and tell me I'm the addict shooting up in my legs. No, you got everything backwards, right? We've been there, done that. I moved on from that. I transcended and transmuted that. I would never go back to that shit. I don't even think about it. It's appalling to me at this point that I ever did that much harm to myself and others around me, right? Because I was a sick person, a lot like you freaks, and you don't want to get with the program, right? So I'm going to talk to you the same way I would talk to myself when I was in a fucking hole and thought that I knew better. Just the same way the policeman talked to me and said, you should fucking die in this cage right here, right now. You're the lowest piece of shit. You don't give a fuck about what's true and what's right, yourself or your family. That was the realest thing he could have said. Woke me the fuck up. I got to it on some level after that. Went to inpatient treatment, the whole deal. And then looked at myself and started recreating myself.
That's what's up, man. That's an accomplishment right there. That's not easy. So props right there for just that.
It's not about easy or hard, bro. A lot of those things that are necessary are hard. They're supposed to be challenging. There's nothing worth doing that's easy. I don't sit here and say I'm a victim and, oh, I had it so hard. No, motherfuckers tell me I had a hard life. I don't sit around thinking and feeling that. Why would I? That makes me fucked up.
Yeah, that would hold you back. That's exactly the emotion that's Jack's problem, right? Jack, instead of just laughing at something that was in his childhood and is long gone, he lets it upset him. That's exactly the thing that he says he's trying to get away from. Right?
Hey, bro, I've had a thing all my life where I thought I've had a small penis, and every woman who's been with me says, you don't have a small penis. I'll be real about it. You want to laugh and joke about it? I've even talked about it here, made jokes about it. I have certain insecurities, have all my life. The more that I live, I realize we suffer more in the mind than we do in reality. And a lot of the shit we think about ourselves isn't as true as maybe we think it is or feel that it is. So, you know, I mean, again, listen, I'll tell on myself, or I'll throw anything out there. We could joke about everything. It really doesn't get to me because I know who and what I am and what I'm not at this point. I know where my power is. It's not in my big or little dick, right? That's an afterthought. So
that's wisdom.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that people are so focused on shit they can't change, right? Let's say I have a little dick. I can't change it anyway, so I better get real good at eating pussy. You know? So listen, if I got real good at eating pussy and I find out I don't have a small dick, well, then everybody's a winner, huh?
I eat pussy like I was raised on it.
Nobody wants you to eat their pussy. That's the difference.
That's your thoughts. That's your thoughts. I won't eat yours then. Just trust me.
Especially when you've proven yourself inauthentic and transparent.
The difference between Stott is when he says eat pussy, he means actually consume it. We don't want you eating these women's body parts and living off them. You necrophage.
Women are turned off by two-faced backbiters like you, Scott. And I noticed you didn't actually refute Chris's claim.
Yeah, what I asked him, what did I say? There's nothing to refute. What did I say? I asked him exactly what did I say that was disingenuous. What did I say that was disingenuous? If you don't come to me with something, I'll make it correct if I was incorrect about something, but give me something to correct. Don't just say something. I saw him the other day. He was in a fucking car accident. It was him. And then bring your fucking no witness. What the hell? What is this? Trial by fire?
The woman is salivating down there for my genitals, you filthy little animal. How dare you?
Polly, I think what people lack is something that I learned early on. Is no matter how bad life gets, worse things have happened to better people. And there's guys that go off.
I just don't care, bro. They don't understand. There's a fine line between shit you're supposed to care about and shit you don't care about. I don't care about 95% of shit motherfuckers care their whole life about. I don't care. I'm on borrowed time. I care about a very few set of things. It needs to be that way for all of us. The rest of this shit is fucking nonsense. You'd be better off going about your day and not even fucking looking or thinking about it twice.
Well, yeah, so it was in that video that guy was talking about focusing and using your focus properly, and instead of letting other things drag you back and pulling your focus away.
Bro, they don't understand. If they got into my space, Drew, or these people for 3 seconds, they go, we really fucked up. If they went to report to their friends, they really fucked up. Why? Because he don't feel nothing in there about this shit. He don't feel nothing about it. He don't care. We're not affecting him the way we want to or the way we thought we would. They think because I talk like this with some energy behind it that I care about them and what they're saying and doing. I only care about the truth. So within whatever you say and do, I just shoot for the truth. And that's where the passion comes from. When I'm not doing that, I don't care. These folks could walk up to me. I'd be in a lawn chair smoking reefer and look at them and keep looking back this way like I didn't even see him. I don't care. And if you try to do something to me, I'm going to deal with you. I just don't care. I'm not here for the same shit you're all here for. I'm not hanging on to it. I really don't even want a lot of it. And I definitely don't need it. So ask Jennifer or anyone else who's been in my life. They can never figure me out completely. They just don't get it. What makes me tick, right? And I guess that's the way it's supposed to be. The Tao causes those who know to rejoice, causes those who think they know to question. So that's how I know that I'm living somewhat in this idea, this force throughout the ages. Because it doesn't care about all the shit people talk about and think about and feel about and want and don't want. It doesn't give a fuck.
I'm in agreement with that.
This is games of the people. This is people's games, personality games.
Well, those become those people's personal prisons, and that's doing the opposite of what they're trying to do. So it's pointless to do that stuff. I agree with exactly what you said. That you can only acquire that through learning and through experience, and that's why you have something.
All right, tell me if I'm egoic on this or if I shouldn't talk about it because it's bad public relations. The more folks donate to me regularly, the more I start going, this is just another validation of this truth beyond what I feel and what I see changing people's lives in the court system, in the streets, other areas, drugs, alcohol, whatever. There's many areas. And I go, am I missing something here that all these slaves who keep shitting on me in a trailer wouldn't want to make a living and have whatever they need and then some, and probably at least get to, what you would get to working any other basic job, just broadcasting? Like, wouldn't they want that? Why is it they act like they don't want that? Is it they just want to be perceived as like above it all while they sell merch? And fucking, Lauren De Laguna begs Luma Tommy to pay her bills to keep me. He gave her $100 to keep me off the channel, and she took that. She took that deal. She's that desperate, right? Then begs me every day to do a broadcast. So
she sold out for the money.
But that's the thing. I'm not motivated by money. I never have been. And I go, bro, just on that alone, you guys are all motivated by money and fame and validation. Like, why wouldn't you want a steady flow of people in here every day, listen to what the fuck you got to say and respecting and resonating with it and applying it, or just celebrating with you? Like, you don't have that.
I wish success for everybody.
That's the thing. And I'm like, this is so twisted because I'm like, I don't even care. I don't even need to battle it out with you. You got nothing I want or need. I apparently have something you want or need, and you won't even take it the right way. So where do we go with this? Chuck, man, this is crazy, man. Like, sometimes I stay on here because I want to see how long they'll stay on here with me. Right? Because what are you out of here?
No, I just want to say hi to you. Say what's up. Sorry, I was eating.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'll stay on here sometimes because I go, I want to see how long they'll stay on here and do this fucking, I'm fascinated by it. Yeah, and then at some point I go, wow, like, I'm just as fucked up as them in some way. I got to get out of here and get back to just being with myself or doing whatever the fuck I need to do. Like, this metaverse is it's a slippery creature, man.
It becomes too easy. Outlast, outlaugh.
Yeah, it's like if you worked at an asylum and you were really into psychology and sociology and spirituality, you might never leave and go home to your family. She goes, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm working." "You haven't come home for a day and a half." "I slept outside the asylum because I have to see what's going to happen next and observe and report and learn something about myself or this creation." And there's nothing really that much new, it would seem, nowadays being taken in. So I go, well, what is this? Am I really doing this because I'm fascinated and I'm learning? Or am I just fascinated and wanting to view it and be part of it because it means something to me or feels a certain way? You know, do I really believe that there's that much value in it? Because I want to believe there's value in these interactions.
Hey,
To some
Paulie,
people,
I'm going to take off.
There always is.
I'll give you an observation. All right, as I go. You have a way with, well, the Tao, and you come to the Bible. Then Wizard has the Bible. Then you get fucking Tribe. He comes at you from a legal, lawful standpoint, presentments and stuff. I saw Rasta down here talking about some of his friends in sovereign community. Even Tribe was showing gold and how the history of gold in the Federal Reserve. So there's a lot of information that goes around that a lot of people, I think, are literally gleaning knowledge from that they don't have, or following those trails. So I don't know, if you like what you're doing, keep it up. If you want to change it up or anything, go more towards the dissemination of knowledge to the people that need it. That's another idea. And whatever makes you happy, man. I just wish
I've come to the conclusion that if you just be who and what you are, no matter how twisted it is, as long as your heart's in the right place, you can't really go wrong. Because I start thinking, like, I get in this space sometime, I go, are people going to stop contributing in some ways? Are they going to stop showing up? Are they going to stop getting something out of these interactions and this looping? It doesn't seem so. And if I don't, maybe they don't. So, I mean, I guess that's how it works. It's just like anything else. There's going to be certain people drawn to it. They're going to come every day. It doesn't even matter what happens. And then it's like a habitual kind of standard. So we see this in all arts, I guess. Everybody has their group and they get something out of it and they come back to check. And, I guess over time they watch the artist evolve or devolve or revolve. So I don't know.
Everybody's trying.
That's also how breakthroughs come too. Every day's learning experience is learn something else. Everybody got something that they can bring to the table. I mean, there's a ton of people that don't know stuff that we know. So there's always going to be an audience for that.
There's
always going to be the availability to give them.
There's a lot to be said for that authenticity. Okay. I don't think that you'd be worth a shit if that wasn't there, if that wasn't innate to your character. So with that being said, do you, because that's obviously the best direction to go from this perspective, obviously.
So the guy down there is giving me Kenny Rogers' line, "Don't count your money while you're sitting at the table." Well, I wouldn't be living my information. If I really bring value here, and this is what it is, there'll always be new people coming and going, even if they got all the value they're going to get here. They're going to come back for entertainment as a value, or they're not going to come back. So new people will come. So by that process and that dynamic, it should ensure there'll always be contributions and value coming in because I'm always putting value out. I can't live from that space of, oh my God, I'm going to go buy 2 houses and then, like Zach Hubbard, and then not talk about it to seem politically correct, but then bring it up one day because I can't broadcast anymore. Oh, I got to buy a second house and I got shit to do. So fuck everybody.
Paul, think of it this way.
I'd rather just take everybody on the ride is my point. Like, you're here with me. You're part of this. I'm taking you on the ride. I'm not really going to hold anything back. It is what it is.
I get that mentality, but just think of it this way. If a couple guys in a band can go into a bar and play for 20 or 30 people, and you're playing for I don't know how many right now, is there a way they can monetize it every time? Is there a way you can if you want to? If you don't want to go after the fiat, but you just have to get creative. And where are the steps? There's hundreds of them. There's different directions you could go with everything that you do. You decide you. And I think the positive thing that's going on right now is you've delivered something that's authentic. All right. Now it's chaotic too. So I don't know what to say other than and I'm enjoying it, and it kind of draws you in because it's soap opera-ish, you know, it really is. So
So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like the best I'll do at some point is like the Provo slave because folks have asked me for that repeatedly, and that's something that I had visions of doing back in middle and high schools, making my own clothes. So if I've always had that in my beingness and always kind of been into clothes and just not their bullshit, then there's certain things that I like that I would create or spin off of things I've seen, make my own version in a way, and I'd put that out. If folks would get value from that, if not, I'll wear my own shit. I'm not just gonna do it because hey, I'm a winner. I sold out, like Provo says. If it sells out, great. If it doesn't, that's not what makes me a winner. I made my own shit. It's good shit. I'm gonna use it and wear it, and I believe other people would too. That's the whole point of self-marketing and self-investment. Whatever the fuck I do or wear or use, folks who trust me are gonna trust that. So that's gonna come. They don't have that. They don't even build trust with themselves or anybody else or this creational force. And then they go, I sold out because they sold 60 fucking shirts. Bro, the way you sell out is I make 2,000 of them, go, I only made 2,000. And if you don't buy them, they're gone. And then everyone buys them because there's 2,000 people who come here. And I'm going to have one of them.
Dude, you could go to, listen, Polly, you could go right now, call fucking somebody from the phone book in a fucking area within 100 miles of you if you want, or 1,000 miles. It doesn't matter because they fucking deliver. You can say, listen, I have a bunch of people. Can you draw up a logo? Can you give me a fucking t-shirt, a selection of mugs, whatever? And I want you to tell me what your cut.
No, I don't want to do all that.
I know, but I'm just saying
I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it myself or not do it at all.
Okay. Right.
I don't go and open a pizzeria and go to someone else and say, could you drop me up a model for a pizzeria? No, I get in there and I make pizza until I get good at it or I fucking close down. I'm just saying, bro, that's how I live. That's how I work. I'm a different kind of animal, I guess.
You're self-starter.
I would not feel, I have a big ego, Scott. Remember that. I would not feel good enough about me and this audience and the product if someone else made the logo. I have to do everything.
Oh, I'm not saying make the logo. You got the logo. That was you're focusing on the small part. I don't want you to think about that. Think about
you said I could call somebody and do this all for me and put out some half-ass product.
Well, what I'm saying is somebody that already has an assembly line with fucking 10,000 coffee cups going to come through it this month.
I don't want 100. I don't want a bullshit fucking coffee cup. I don't want that.
It's everything in a promos package. When you go to
I don't want that. It's not good enough for me. I don't want. I don't want my name on a coffee cup. That's not. That's fucking. Grab bag bullshit, gift bag bullshit. Like, hey, here's a coffee mug with some. Like, now what?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's not a swag bag. I mean, I'm not
like a welcome mat too. Like, what's next?
I'm promoting you making a few bucks. If people want to go in advance,
yeah, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good at this time. I'm blessed and I'm thankful and grateful. I don't really need. Yeah, I don't need no more. I'm good. I'm just saying, if I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be probably clothes and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe how about this? I'll get with somebody and do a strain of reefer, or I'll do wraps, natural tobacco wraps, because I use that. Whatever the fuck I'm using, right? I mean, there's a coffee mug here, but I just don't, I'd rather make my own line of reefer or my own wraps and then be part of that process and be part of like every part of the process and really care about the product and put out something that I'm really using that I want my name on or associated with.
I agree with that. I really don't want.
I don't want to become like Rush Limbaugh, and Bill O'Reilly, where I got fucking handbags, backpacks, coffee mugs, welcome mats, bath towels. I was doing a bit about that at one point, and now I can't turn around and give people coffee mugs and bath towels and bathrobes and shit,
Right.
It's like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make a cool shirt that I would wear, and I'm going to wear it on here, and it's going to have different elements to it. And I'm probably going to do something like a king kind of idea, like Knights Round Table, kind of old school style with certain colors they used to use, like that imagery. I'll show you, Scott. We'll be part of the process right now. I'm going to show you right now.
All right. How about I just put a thought forward on a big leather jacket with an embroidered fucking white gorilla on the back of it. Could be Your Daddy ink or White Gorilla ink or anything. That would be a cool jacket for, you might be able to get somebody to draw that up for you. You already have the logo for it. I'm just saying that.
Gorilla with a spliff.
Right. There you go. That's even better. That's a gorilla with a spliff. That's your logo for fucking your raps. There you go. The white gorilla with the spliff. You know, it's funny. I and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm hearing a lot of this. I'm not hearing. I think you said it. I'm not catching it from anybody else. A lot of this stuff is being created by other people, and they're like, here, look at this, look at this. You're seeing new stuff they're creating with your face on it. Is that how the gorilla was actually formed, or did you do that?
What about the gorilla now?
The first images with you on the white gorilla, you did that, the photoshopping? It was cool. That's my point.
I didn't do none of that. No, somebody else did that, but they only come dumpster girls go on Paul's panel. Well, that's the thing about that term. See, this is more like let's bring some clarity to the chimpanzees. So when a woman's like really into a man and his essence, she might want to imbibe in that. Like she might want to just kind of enjoy every part of him and his essential, the essential part of him, right? I think you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get too graphic. It's a family broadcast. So, like there's a difference between a fuck girl and a fuck boy and just getting together and fucking. And then, as you say, dumping in them, creating a child, not caring for him. That's kind of one thing, right? And then there's this other idea of like, it would seem to me, some women who come here sometimes, and men too, in their own way, they always got my name and dick in their mouth, trying to get to my essence. So, yeah, I think that's like an archetypal idea here. There's like an idea of the being venerated. So I know a lot of you like have this toxified inner space, guilty relationship to sex, the taboo and lovemaking and all the rest of it. And, I think we all come up with that one way or the other. And I think we need to get away from that. That's not helpful, sir. So I'm just wondering, is that cuck buddy? Because it says buddy there. Is that cuck buddy? Or, when do they go get their own, Mr. Wizard, when do they go get their own life and their own way of beingness ever? Does that ever happen? What do we do? What do we do?
No.
Mysteries.
It's like Chalk Body Outline telling you that you're a slave to terms of service, and then he comes out and pulls a gun using those very terms of service against you to get your video shut down. So who's really the slave to terms of service?
I want a shirt like this, Wizard. I want to make a shirt with something like this on it, and then like some writing, and then a communication of an idea. And then I want to do another shirt with just words and the definition below it, just the word like right out of the dictionary. You saw it in the one video. I had a freedom shirt, it said freedom, and then the definition right under it, right out of the dictionary. I want to put slave on one too, and then with the pronunciation, and then it says
body, Chalk Body Outline, picture of Chalk Body Outline,
and then adjective, adverb, right, and then how to pronounce it.
Different styles for all the different slaves, TBE, and all of it.
How old is that image? I mean, where's that image from?
It might be like a ancient text imagery.
Yeah,
the Louvre person says Dante's Inferno. I believe it might be something along those lines, but
then it's like open source or no copyright on it.
Yeah, I like the Victorian, I guess you'd call it. I don't know if that's quite the right word, but I like that classical artwork, and then maybe some scripting, writing.
That artwork, I think you'd call Renaissance, kind of.
Yeah, that's probably a better characterization, maybe.
Start looking at Da Vinci and stuff like that type of stuff. Oh God, I'd think of another few if I wasn't dead asleep. I've got a few books around with stuff like that. Just can't come up with the artist names right off the hand.
Some vanquishing of some demon slave, beast of burden, mongrel human scum.
Nice.
They that decide to go with the beast and not with the Holy Spirit.
Though that there, I see the bottom. That's Cock Body Outline. That's Talcott. That's Who else? The toilet bowl earth slave.
Aaron.
Yeah, every single one of these slaves.
They told me I was the Lion of Judah. Really, I think that's something only God could declare.
Yeah, that's the exact imagery of the dynamic you see going on here daily. It's just a bunch of heaped up, piled up, fleshly slaves.
All wrapped around a
having to wrangle them.
All wrapped around a serpent.
Exactly. Yep. There's the little tail. That's their daddy. And I just come in with the sword and shield and I say, "Stop it, slave." Pile them up.
The few anointed ones trying to save the rest, trying to figure out how to
notice how they always get confused at where they're at in the position. They're at the bottom of the imagery and they have little demons around them with a snake, and see all little lost soul spirits. And then up top where there's power and inspiration and spiritual faith and temperance, there's like other creatures there that like look more human. And they're like working with that. And they're like, yeah, we're going to help you vanquish these scum. See? And like, no matter what they do, no matter how many of them there are, it always just seems to, they get wrapped up in their own snake tail and get vanquished, cast to the bottom. See? And then there's like even a force above that, you know, just kind of watching over everything going here. Another cosmic game, you know. Another hero archetype comes forth. Another group of pack of hater slaves, reptilian hater slaves, are going to obfuscate and deceive and kill, steal, destroy. And then, you know, the angels are there working along. Demons there working along. Fun times. Your thoughts?
Snakes are no fun. I used to, when I was a kid, fuck with them all the time, but anymore, don't like them. But seems like women tend to like them. Not in general, but I mean I tend to know more women that have had snakes, little ball pythons, and stuff like that over the years than guys.
Fuck, you talk some bullshit, Scott.
Maybe it's the world I'm in and not you, Wobbly.
Is that Tony Danza?
With Tony Danza.
So I had to come up this evening because Aaron.
He makes you want to vomit, huh?
His mother was my first midwife.
Wow.
Out of town.
Yeah. They have the Garden of Eden. I was talking about it the other day on panel. The Garden of Eden video and website. Everybody check it out. It's awesome. But I just looked up his name. I've never met him before, but yeah, he is a stone's throw away from where I am, his parents. And
oh yeah, and that's why I can't come over there. See, this is what I mean, Brielle. You know, all of a sudden you're hanging out.
Getting weirder and weirder. First, this guy flies across the country to come see me. Now this guy's up here, and like his mom was my midwife. I don't.
Wow. His dad's the one.
It's a small world, like they say, huh?
It's getting
so
curious.
What do you make of all this? Because I can't, first of all, I'm not judging any of them. I'm just saying there's certain things that go off of my discernment. And this is why that area, you know, again, it's a fine line between love and light, and you're doing a cult again. It's a fine line between spiritual faith and you're doing a cult again. They say I'm doing it constantly, but it's like,
Witness,
this is what who's yelling over me? That's why these people, right? It may be love and light. It starts out, and there may be power in that, but power corrupts. So they give birth to people like this, who then want to tell you it's all love and light. You got to please the universe, and if you do something just what I don't like and say, I'm going to try to control you. That's not how that works. You know, it's a give and take and exchange, and it's conditional acceptance on all sides, and nobody has to do anything anybody doesn't want to do. If you ain't about that, then we got a problem, because that's a tyrant.
So, Witness, you know Aaron? Like, do you believe what he's saying?
No, absolutely not. It's just really quite random that I'm watching this guy, and his mother brought my first child into this world. Like, why? That's
so. I
that's
had
the
this
only
vision
connection. I
at some
remember.
point that however this thing works, it brings all these people into our lives as like, and I don't even look at this because it's like I can't get into it. But it's like somehow these people are all working for something and they find their way around everybody's life. And then you start to notice, wow, we're like linking up over this stuff. And then look at these people. And then why are they here and here and here and seem to be? And then you go, okay, I can't do this because there's something maybe bigger and crazy going on. And, you know, maybe it's like some beautiful game and simulation. It's probably might be that. But like, I go, you know, yeah. And that's what I'm saying is whether they know it or not, it's like, it's just too many coincidences. You know, just like I say, these people take me in, they're watching me from day one because of whatever they perceive. And then it's just certain things, right? And I go, what is all this? These people can't be in communication with each other and actively doing something. That'd be paranoid. It sounds paranoid if you say it's a spiritual dynamic and these people are all in your life to kind of keep eye on you and keep watch over you and try to influence you. I don't know what to make of all that. But then you see what goes on this panel and I go, they just come out of the woodwork out of nowhere. Somehow or another, they're just in all these different places, some of them. And I don't know what to make of it. I have to chalk it up to, like you just said, this is a spiritual simulation game. I don't even overthink it. I just get good at looking at them, reading them, and watching what they say, and then listening to the backstory, right? So, you know, okay, the masters told you you're the savior and you're here to give it all to us. Just outright, it's like step one, run in the other direction. You know, 9 out of 10 times, might be 1 out of 10, it's the real shit, right? But 9 out of 10 times, it's get your shit and go because this is a bona fide crazy person and they're going to do a cult on you, right? I don't ever say nothing like that. I even question myself openly. I go, from your perspective, everyone watching and listening to me, here's probably what you should do is go look at this because if I was you and I just said what I said, a lot of people might think I was crazy. I do it with myself. I call myself out because I know how shit looks and sounds and feels. And I'm a pretty good judge of that even when I'm talking, I think. I don't think these people see and hear themselves or they're just so thrown in there like, we're going to dupe a whole bunch of slaves with this narrative for one reason or the other. Money, pussy, you know, fame and notoriety, maybe just because they're on some spiritual covenant to mislead and deceive everyone and we don't know about it. You're living a movie in a way.
Yeah, well, David Koresh said he was the Messiah too. So, I mean, he took it way too far. And I don't even believe the backstory that Lord Rothschild came and bona fide that he was the Messiah in the second coming.
Then he said he was fighting assassins on the beach. I'm like, dude, you know, and again, I get it because it's a slippery slope between fantasy and reality, you know, art imitating life. Not the other way around. We watch movies about this walk and I go, I'm living this walk on some level, but then I step back from it and I go, don't let yourself think you're too important, even if they all say you are, right? Even the people at the top, the people at the bottom, because it's just, again, slippery slope from living a movie to thinking you're God and thinking you're completely untouchable and then acting a fool and being convinced that you're going to lead a bunch of people to save themselves through your dispensation from the masters. You know, that's why they can't get to me because I'm so humble with humility before the creation. I check my ego so much when I'm not on these places, even while I'm here, that I'm almost, I don't want to say I'm impervious, but it's like every step of the way, they can't get into the chink in any of God's armor because I got nothing. I don't have the ambition, the egoic ambition. I don't want to save the world from itself. Right? I'm about free choice. I'm about learning on your own timeline. I'm about whatever's meant to be is meant to be. If that means all of us are destroyed because we didn't get it together fast enough, that's what it is. This is God's will, not my will. So anybody who's talking like that and telling me about how they're going to do it all or they got the way to do it all and you just got to listen to them. And if your frequency is just not right, get them the fuck out of here. Those are guys who have a whole dugout back for you to be whacked because Paulie didn't have the right frequency. Now all the women come up and wash my feet because I just taught for the last 2 hours, right? Like that's where we're at with it. And it's a fine line between me living that and feeling that sometimes with women and then them saying it's a cult because I go, I've been on here 8 and 10 hours. I really just want to make love to a woman or share certain experiences or just maybe give energy over in a different way, right? And it's like, oh, he's doing a cult. I'm like, you guys are actually doing that. because I never manipulate. I never deceive. I shoot straight with everything. If nobody's into it, then I go my own way. They're like, oh, your frequency's off. Something's got to be done about that. You going to submit yet and do what I want? And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. I don't think it works for anybody except people who really want to be led, like most of the slaves, and are willing to give up their dignity and their understanding of themselves, whatever that may be at the time, right? That's the thing. If I'm telling him at that point, this is not for me right here, right now, he should respect that. But it can't be respected. It's going to be his way or the highway right now, or else. That's manipulation. That's coercion and duress.
Well, he seemed confused about eternal life and other basic things. And for somebody who claims to be the Messiah, you think he would have the answer a little bit better. But at the same time, he should be able to have a conversation with you and let you speak your mind to you. And
did he say that? I haven't been watching too much. I didn't catch much of his stuff, but he claimed to be the Messiah.
Yeah. Wait, was that not live? Paul was there. I was there.
I mean, in so many words, he said that the master, he did say specifically, word for word, as best as I could replicate it. He said the masters of this world, the overlords, deemed me to be the savior, to bring a dispensation of an understanding that could save all of us if we would take it. He said it the other night, too. He even gave a timeline, 2 years. So...
I mean, look, from the deleted video, from the deleted stream from whatever it was from Sunday, I happened to catch just a little snippet of it. So if you go to the beginning of the Spooky Sunday stream, the first couple minutes, listen to what Aaron says. He basically said that the Illuminati kingpin approached him to be the Lion King of the Illuminati, and I'll leave it there. Other than that, he said basically that something about the Rothschilds. It was ridiculous.
He's the combination between so narcissistic and naive and gullible, unless he's an outright agent, because a lot of these people are like that. They're brought up in these bliss ninny communities where all their thoughts and feelings are validated. And then they go with their imagination and start making up stories, right? And until it's invalidated, they just keep going with it. It gets more and more grandiose. I'm watching a woman do it right now with her child, and she doesn't see what's happening. I'm telling her, it's a fine line between promoting healthy imagination and then validating fantasy in order to give this child an identity that makes them feel worthy. You can't do that. You have to get them to substantiate. You can't just sit there, the child, oh, I'm talking to aliens right now, and blah, blah. Okay, tell me what they look like. What's their names? They don't even do that. They go, so-and-so's talking to aliens. He's a star child. You're going to fuck that child up. Because the child might have ascertained he ain't getting the right amount of attention from mommy or daddy. And if he makes up stories, someone's going to focus on him. Stupid motherfucker. You don't understand psychology. It's a fine line between reading energies and talking to other consciousnesses and people fantasizing and then validating that and then it becoming reality. That's when you got to do a possessed child who's been fantasizing all his life and maybe even crossing over sometimes. Right? And
you see, that's how our society is set.
The point is they want a special child so they can put him on Facebook and go, look at my special child who I got demon possessed. We don't care, lady. He should be special to you. It's between you and the child. You shouldn't even be on Facebook. And then they put these ridiculous quotes that we know damn well the child didn't say. I've been around these children. I never once hear them say it. They get on Facebook. This magical story that came out of this child's mouth. I'm not buying it. You guys have serious narcissistic ego problems because you're not worthy enough and valuable enough to you. So you make up these ideas being a legend in your own mind and you pervert and corrupt all of our real world experience.
Right. Well, look, they did. That's what I was about to say. What they did with society.
Go ahead.
They did that very thing with the whole gender thing. They got people living in a delusion, and they came up with that idea. That was something that they wanted to push. The media pushed it, and through propaganda from our government, they got people to believe that delusion. Now we have people arguing in the streets over the delusion, if it's true or not, and the person who sees it from the outside and the person who lives in the delusion, right?
Yeah, these are the same women who got their boys. I've dealt with them with the little pigtails and the bows in them and the painted nails, and everybody who comes across says, oh, she's cute, and the boy goes like this, doesn't know what's going on, doesn't like it. And then I have to finally pipe up and go, listen, I get it. I'm a patriarchal, toxic masculinity, Irish Italian from New York. Why are you doing this? What's the end goal for you? right? What power do you get out of turning this little boy into a female on some level or another? And it's one thing to have long hair. I'll meet you in the middle, because my father and them, they never would have done that, really, you know. But like at one point they did do that. And then the Catholic school told them, you got to cut your hair off. You can't look like Jesus. Only he could do that. Okay, but I'll even meet you in the middle. You want boys with long hair and whatever? Why the bows and the fucking rainbow colors and the nail paint? You got to draw a line. So naturally in the wild, we might have longer hair, right? I can't do the Pantene Pro V look. I just don't think I could pull it off. It's not for me. So I'm the white gorilla. This is what it is. It's cleaner. It's better. I sweat less, whatever. I smell less. So, you know, again, it's not about, you know, patriarchy, toxic masculinity. It's just about certain gender roles, certain ideas of energy and presentment. You're not going to overwrite creation. Men throughout history were not meant to be toxic feminine and please the universe with your fucking sappy, overly pretentious, pseudo-spiritual guru bullshit. And women who appeal to that are broken women who don't have a daddy at home. Women who have a father at home, a strong masculine figure who's also loving and caring when he needs to be and stands for what's true and what's right, they dry up when you talk. It's only them certain women out of them communities in the forest doing the fucking drugs constantly and smashing the patriarchy. They want to roll around in a cuddle puddle, dress their boys up like girls, and say they took their power back. I'm tired of it. Okay?
Right.
You can be complimentary and have a woman who's like that. And you know what's funny? These are the same women who go, I don't know why I want to fuck Paulie boy. They're like, he's not safe. They're used to safe men who they feel safe around constantly in a friendly way. They can cuddle puddle with and nobody ever gets an erection. You know, those kind of safe men. And if they do, they're going to like beg for pussy and they're going to talk their way into it. Like, hey, can I please the Yoniverse? And can you be completely in control and in power? I don't think women archetypally like that and want that. They really don't. They think they want that because they've been broken by some strong man in their life or some narcissist in their life. So they go the other way. And then they cultivate men around them who are soft and weak in a cuddle puddle like this. It's a fine line between cuddle puddling and feeling love, like I talk about, and just sitting there all day. And that, it's just like too much candy, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. If you get what I'm saying, you know it and you feel it. There's a time for certain energy. There's a time for other energy, like the scripture says. Meat for the strong men, milk for the babes and the women. I don't think that it's appropriate to be in a group of men telling everybody, if your frequency is not pleasing the universe, you got to go to the back. Nah, bro, you're a passive aggressive, toxic, feminine, Jezebel, harlot, tyrant. You're not going to do that. Then tell me about court. Like court's going to do that with me. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of these people are projecting their thoughts and what they think because they're unhappy, and they think that if they push it on other people, that the other people will do it and then they'll feel happy. But really, that's not what would happen anyway. It's their own problem, and they need to self-reflect and they need self-discipline. That's the first step in moving forward if that's what they wanted. I
get what he's saying too. When he's saying it, I'm not discounting some of what he's saying. I have a certain energy about me that's penetrating and piercing. It's masculine in its presentment when I come on here, right? It might just be like that. And I know he'll perceive it as me being at war with myself. I've heard this rap before. Some of that might be true, right? I don't believe that's how it should be. And we could get to center and balance in some areas, right? Certain presentments at certain times. Again, you see me on the side of the road, I'm being loving and caring and empathic and jovial and unwavering in truth with people who are about to kill me. Okay. And then I put the window up when they're ready to leave and I go into the other mode and I say, see, motherfuckers, because now I'm talking to a different people about a different idea, right? Let's cut all the bullshit. You told me I was supposed to be afraid. I couldn't do what the fuck I do. I just showed and exemplified it, and I didn't play ego games. I didn't need to. So yeah, your most powerful space might be an unconditionally loving, free and open space where you can share and exchange ideas without quote unquote judgment, but you need discernment. You're not going to just sit there and list off a whole bunch of shit you did that you can't prove and expect not to be questioned on it. And when I do talk about my frequency, it don't work that way. Don't work that way. Not any world I come from. You go to jail and you start saying you did 5 things with 5 different type of people. People are going to come up to you and their frequency, you're not going to like it He say, you did what? With who? Where? Yeah, tell me and show me about that. Because I just called him and they say you're lying. You got a problem now. So you going to tell them people, oh, your frequency's off. They're going to fucking mount you. They're going to go in your rectum, right? So you just sit there and say whatever the fuck you want because you're on a metaverse and make us feel some kind of way about it. But in the real world, it don't go like that. You got to show something or stop telling.
It's true. 100%
Well, his
true.
mom, she did tell me after it was a long labor, but she did say, I quote, "This is taking too long."
What she giving birth?
Yeah, she said, "This is taking too long."
Right.
Yeah, I fired her after that.
Oh God, that's why I came back up.
Okay,
To
so
hear
then
more
there
of
you
this.
go. So even as like it's about you, it has to be about her. Just like even when it's about truth, it has to be about Aaron. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
There you go.
Right? So even if you're thinking that and feeling that, it's probably not the best time to say that when you're like pushing a baby out. So again, you know, these people aren't exactly the most tactful and savvy people. And they think that when they do shit in a passive aggressive way, it like mitigates the exchange that goes on, and it doesn't. You know, it's like you don't want to be here, don't be here. If you really care about the idea of a new life being born, then you'll want to be here. You know, but no, it's like, oh, I'm the this, I'm the that, I'm in the position, I'm the authority, and now I'm like running out of patience. Like Talcott says, oh, my patience in 20 minutes, 15 minutes. My patience is running thin. It didn't take much. You know, again, these aren't long game people. These are self-centered, selfish people who are running some short game to try to grift, and it's just weak. There's really no care ethic in anything they do, and that's clear. You know, and then they make these faces. Like this kid sits there like this.
Yeah, sourpuss.
And it's like, even anything you would have said, like I have a hard time overlooking that for whatever. And I don't even go on appearances with people. I just go, what is it with all these people where they're weaselly and rat-like and reptilian and got strange presentments and faces?
And get it right away from looking and feeling that thing. I mean, like, done, next. Sorry. I know you like to draw it out though, and you know, see where it goes.
No. I agree with you. That's like kind of the point is the picker is off. This is why women end up with these men, and he thinks he's somebody. He goes, women will be flocking to you, Paulie boy, if you just get like me. I don't want those women. I've seen them. I've had them say to me, you're not my type, and you're this, this, and this, and you're like the patriarchy. And then 2 weeks later, they're like wanting to suck my dick because I go, you don't know me and understand me, and you're projecting onto me. Okay, I'll sit right there with that child and care for them. And I'll also tell that child, if you keep touching me, like I told one of these, I said, you don't have a man in this boy's life. He's acting like a girl and acting like a bitch because he has no understanding of cause and effect. So he kept coming up, throwing water on me, testing the waters, throwing water on me, pinching me, hitting me with shit. I kept telling him, listen, this is not how reality works. You're going to be a man soon. You're 8, 10, 12 years old. I get it. You're young. You don't get it. So eventually he kept doing it. I kept telling him. So I pinched him on the arm a little bit. I just went like that, pinched him a little bit. He went to, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever, being melodramatic. And then she freaked out and went off on me. I said, so you want this little boy who's becoming a man to think it's okay to continually put his hands on large men or fuck with them and think there's no consequence? All I did was give him a little pinch on his arm. He'll live. If he keeps doing this and living like this, he's going to be like one of these metaverse slaves who's had everything validated in his life. He's going to pop shit with the wrong person. He's going to come up dead. So I don't know. Maybe I just grew up in the wrong place with like a lot of trauma. But again, like there's a fine line between abuse and spanking and all that. And then someone who I come in to deal with that child and I'm telling him, listen, I get why you're feeling how you're feeling. Your mother's here, this and that. And he gets it, but don't want to get it because he wants to test boundaries and he wants to put on a show. Because again, everyone knows innately, if I keep pushing, I'm going to get what I want. And when I get that, I'm going to use that for power and go to mama and have him taken up out of here. And that's exactly what he did. She goes, well, I can't have you. I said, don't you see he's gaming you? He's sitting there fucking with me all day, every day, knowing at some point I'm going to respond in a certain way where he can freak out and be dramatic and say, mama, it's either him or me. And you're such a goofy bitch, you're going to come to me, and instead of standing with me as a man and explaining to him why it happened, you're going to try to get me up out of the picture and be alone again with a little boy who's acting like a girl. So, you know, there's your patriarchy nonsense, right? I'm not into spanking and beating and hitting. I think if you come up with a child, you don't have to do none of that. But a child who's a little boy acting like a girl, who's never had a man in his life and never had any consequence or discipline or any kind of connection and trust with a man, he's going to do that and act like that. And at some point, you got to show him, and he's going to learn. Okay, if I don't like what happens back, then don't do that behavior. And he'll carry that over in his life. So, you know, it just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense of any of that mean anything. I guess, felt like talking about it. Your thoughts, Mr. Wizard? I saw you appeared an apparition.
I really don't have much thoughts for today, other than I'm tired of Jack and all the false prophets. You know.
Oh, you better get used to it, man. You're a lot older than me. I think you'd be used to it by now.
Oh no, I'm used to telling everybody to fuck off. You know, you talk about detachment. You know, I detached from my mom and dad, and it was funny because, you know, they're the ones that decided to tell me the police were my authority and that I needed to change my last name. Keith, you're a lunatic. You need to change your last name. So here I am. I'm thinking about this over the years, and I think, well, why the fuck would I need to change my last name? You never really changed it to begin with. When you adopted me, that was a false adoption. Okay, so in reality, it was never changed, and in a further reality, it was never real to begin with. So I'm doing my thing here lately, and here it was a few years back. I'm doing all my information, you know, shoving it out there, really doing my research and everything, and all of a sudden I get a like from my mom on one of my posts, and here she did it again a couple of weeks ago, and all it tells me is that they're not detached yet. They're still trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in my life. They're still trying to keep track of me. Mom and dad, you need to fucking let it go. If you honestly think the fucking police are my fucking authority, then let them be my fucking authority. Keep your fucking nose out of my life anymore. And that's exactly how I feel about it.
Right? I mean, they can't live with anybody, can't live without them. You know, because they can't walk an authentic path. So they'll always, that's why I say they always come back. They always check on you when you walk this walk because they know in their heart it's true and it's real. They just don't want to look at it. They don't want to live it. So they can't live with you, can't live without you. Okay, have it your way.
It'll destroy their life to stand up to the truth that I stand up to. They're fucking cowards. They're fucking weak. They've fucking been living under the government kid all their life. They both work for the government all their fucking life. That terms of service slave brought me up to be that same fucking thing, and I almost got caught up in it. Well, I did get caught up in it. 93 cases, huh? 15, 20 foster homes. But was it really my fault?
Well, that's how you know.
Once I realized my part in it, I changed myself. I don't need to change my mom. I don't need to change the system. I don't need to change anybody else. I just need to change myself. And that's all I've done. I'm not here to impress upon anybody else that you need to do this or you need to do that. I'm here explaining my story and what it's done to me and how I did it. And that was by changing myself and nothing else. I yield.
Well, it's the same story every time. These people ain't special. When they're ready to die and they know it, like they don't look at their mortality and act as if they could die tomorrow. So like they have to be told, hey, you're going to die soon. And then they go, oh my God, let me live the rest of my life here as I should have the whole time. They play that ego trip game. And I go, okay, you know, we'll do that now. You didn't have to be that way, but they rather play that game with themselves. Just stay dormant till it gets right at the end. And then when they get, you know, the real reality of what they're going to experience and go through, ultimately, it gets through to them. They go, let me change my ways now because I've checked my ego. So it's the same story with them. They'll do the same shit. They'll keep checking and looking and not quite understanding because they don't want to. And then making themselves out to be the victim of your and mine, everyone's wrath, because we choose not to co-create with people who you can't live with or live without, because there's a codependent lack of co-creation. There's no real supernatural essence to these beings. That's why they told them all. I agree with Aaron. The masters already gave you the dispensation. I don't need him. You're non-essential. So you want to like get out of this? Become an essential being again. Tap into your essence, right? That resource. And whatever that is for you, you have to look at that and find that place. But, you know, these worldly people still voting, still claiming false authorities of the man, of the world. They just don't get it and don't want to get it. But they'll get it at some point. And that time is ticking, right? That time is ticking. And they want to sit here, watch Wizard go through cancer, apparently not go through it now because it went away. And we don't know how that happened because spontaneous. Yeah, I know. I got it. When they get it, they'll take whatever they're told. It'll get worse. They'll die quickly. And while they're dying, they'll fucking think maybe someone was onto something. Maybe Wizard, the White Gorilla, some of these crazy people might have been onto something somewhere at some time with some people, some places.
Yeah,
So
keep taking your synthetics. Keep taking all the synthetics from the medical society that happens to be the branch, a fifth branch of the military. Okay, again, you were born in a spell of illness, and they convinced you to take synthetics. It's all fucking backwards.
Oh, yeah, my mother and grandmother went and got all the treatments, which I'm not going to bring up what it's called, but it was before all this. It was a seasonal thing, right? Every season, you got to go down and get these things. And Paul, you should get them. I said, I ain't getting none of that. I said, you guys are, I was doing the same shit. I was there with a heroin needle trying to kill the pain of the vision and the lack of like clarity of how this all works together and why I've been rebuked from the beginning. So I'm there with a needle going, oh, I'll never get that shit to them people. That's the hypocrisy at the time, right? Because I go, I'm already like addicted to this poison. This at least does something. Kills the pain, numbs this consciousness of being aware of how enslaved everyone is and how you're playing games with me about it. So yeah, I'm like, I'll never do that. You guys are infidels. And I'm realizing I'm broken. I'm fucked up. I don't know why. I got to write this shit. I don't know how. But, you know, they go down and get this shit one season after the next. Then my grandmother and mother, like 30 years apart, died of cancer in the same year. And as they're dying, they go, oh, we trust these people still, and they're going to help us and give us. And then they die quicker. And I'm telling them as they're doing it, I go, how much of this do you need before you get what's going on here? I know it's crazy because I'm the crazy one, but you're not going to learn, are you? And they didn't learn, and they left. And here we go. I never saw them. It's like I live in a reality where people are on the phone with me one day and the next day they're not, and I don't even know what happens after that. I didn't see their body. I didn't see none of it. They're just gone. So like, and I've been doing that for a long time. So for me, it's like being at war. They go, Paulie's PTSD'd out. Maybe I am, because from like 18 to 19, I just get calls like, hey, I'm going to prison for 20 years. Hey, or so-and-so went to prison for 20 years. Hey, so-and-so just died yesterday on fucking dope. Or blew his brains out. And it's just like, well, I don't know what happens. Maybe it's one big grand conspiracy, like they all say, where they're just making it up and telling it to me. No, these are casualties of this Cold War of spirituality, right? So I've gotten used to it on some level, just death, right? Death and destruction all around me, and me even being part of it at one point. So because I got comfortable with that, I'm no longer afraid of that. I accept that. It allows me to be truly present and aware to life. What we need to do while we're living on some level. Doesn't mean I do it all. I'm just saying I'm present and aware to it, and I'm unwavering with it because there's nothing else.
And remember, folks, it's all about manipulation and stuff. When they call it a war on drugs, remember something. In history, did they call it a war on alcoholism or a war on alcohol? No, they just prohibited it. This here is a war on drugs, and it's been going on for decades. It's only because they only call it a war on drugs because it's just another venue or another source that people turn to, like Paul said, hide the pain and everything. That's all it is. And now they call alcoholism a disease. Well, what about drugs? It's the same thing. It's just a different kind of addiction or dedication. Al Earnhardt Jr. May possibly die of the same addiction that his father, Dale Earnhardt Sr., died from. He was addicted to racing. That was his dedication. They're all the same. It's just the different connotations that people put on them because they want to hate. And again, I remind you, alcoholism is now termed a disease. So what is the difference? The hatred and overcoming it. When people overcame the alcohol stuff, the prohibition, the government took over and started acting just like the mob. They figured out the game. Why don't you?
Well, synthetics, that's it. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brio.
Synthetics, I mean, it goes to, there's a lot of levels. I mean, thinking about the foods that we consume, the clothing that we wear, you know, so we're brought up into this synthetic, it's the artificial. Oh man. I yield.
People have been having it too comfortable for too long, and it's in our genetic to reawaken and detach on some level for our own good and everyone else's. You're not supposed to be equally yoked to these infidels. It doesn't ever end well. There's no point. It is what it is. You know, blood is not always thicker than water. So I got someone trying to come up in the back. If you're not going to talk, go down, because the Provo child might want to come up, and of course we need an interaction with him today. So yeah, like the Tao sees all beings as straw dogs. There's no favorites. Mother, father, grandmother. I grew up with these people. They failed a large portion of their life and wanted no repentance and no way back, and they didn't care for truth. The Tao says don't live and work with men and women who don't care for truth. So all this other shit is extras. I don't play favorites. If you don't care for truth and what's right, and you won't live that and embody that and repent and reform, then you got to go. You could go. You know, it is what it is. I'm not in charge of people staying here and going, and when they leave, I go, well, it's the way it is. Greetings, Provo King child.
Hey, greetings. Thanks for having me on panel, Paul. You had a tough day, brother. Sorry about it.
No, it's fine, man. I don't view any days as tough days. It's exactly what I need, I guess.
Makes you stronger.
Right. You're not going to show guns on here like the rest of the miscreants tonight, are you?
No, I don't do the shit like that. Not about that. I just want to say thanks for having my thumbnail on your channel all day. I appreciate it. Got some new subscribers from it, man.
There you go.
You're helping me grow. So I'm going to be honest. So thanks, man. And all the banter and stuff. I think, Paul, you know, I'm a character. I think, you know, you might not get it sometimes. Maybe you do get it. Could you tell me how you see me? I know you call me Provo Child, but you understand.
You call yourself that. It's Provo Child.
No, I call it Provo Kid.
Right,
which
kid
is provoked,
is child.
which is provoked, and I provoke you, provoke everybody
I know,
else.
but I'm saying it's
Why
a double
are you surprised?
meaning. Okay, but I'm not surprised. I just don't need it. It doesn't benefit my life in any way. Why would I keep something in my life that doesn't benefit me in any way?
I agree. I'm just wondering, like, why you're surprised by me and, like, even feel the need to ban me from your chat, right, on both my accounts, which I think is interesting.
Because I would rather just see the real. What's your name?
Provo King.
No, your real name.
Yeah.
My real name? Which one? The one God gave me, or the one the government gave me? Like the name nobody
Give a
knows?
name, like your mother,
Which name?
father.
Which name?
The
Because I got
one
a
you've
lot
been
of names.
going by everywhere in your life. They don't call you Provo.
See, I don't do reciprocity like that when I'm talking to. Despite all
And
my
so, like, I'm Paul, and you would be.
Who's Witness? Who's Chris the Ross?
Right,
No,
so I'm Paul, and this is
don't
why
play
you
with
can't
everybody
talk
else.
to the children, because they're not honorable men. When you meet a man, you say, "What's your given name?" "Oh, I'm Paul." That's Keith, right? That's Mitchell.
Yeah, I put it all out there.
Yeah, it's typically, but again, unless you're scared to tell us your name because you're hiding something or you don't want to be accountable, that might be why I don't need you in my life. So you can't share your given name and don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you're just a bit too willing or unwillingly obtuse for my liking. Another reason I don't need you in my life. I don't need people in my life who don't get it fairly quickly. It's a problem for me the way I live. We got to be on the side of the road and I give you a look and you get it. I can't do this.
Okay, so I'm a little disappointed in you, Paul. My name.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about your thoughts and feelings about me. This is where you've gone wrong again. I'm helping you right now. I don't. Just watch me closely. I don't care about your thoughts and feelings. How much more real could I be about that? You've given me no reason to care about your thoughts and feelings. There's thousands of people here with thoughts and feelings. Some of them I care about their thoughts and feelings. Sometimes. Other ones, very rarely, if ever. It's supposed to be that way. I love you, Provo Child. I'm your stepdaddy, but I'm conditional with my respect and my trust. Just might be a me thing. It's okay.
All right, thank you, brother. Finally. Hey, Paul, if you cared about me, you went to my channel today. Sorry your stream got taken out. It was extremely unfortunate. A lot of good content about me. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. But if you just go look at my page, there's so much to learn, right? And I'm interested in why you don't want to learn about me. Why is everything got to be about you?
I know that's the thing, right? It's like you guys are always really upset when I won't love you like stepdaddy. Like stepdaddy comes over, he's fucking your mom. Hold on, I got to put you in the back because you love uttering things. Stepdaddy comes over, he's fucking your mom real good in the room. You hear some noises coming out of there. I'm like, coming out of there. She's like, you know, satisfied, more satisfied than she's ever been looking at your goofy ass. And then I go to the fridge, I'm eating your fucking, you know, pizza rolls, and you're pissed. You're like, bro, why won't you just ask me questions about me and love me and learn about me? I go, because I'm not really here for that. Like, not right now. I did that earlier today. I gave you a couple hours. We did that. We talked. I learned about you. Now I'm off fucking your mom, eating the pizza rolls, and then I'm going to rest and be with myself or be with the other people who I do fellowship with. I don't need another little step boy in my life who I got to sit down with whenever he needs for me to validate him and ask him about him and learn about him and watch his channel. I get plenty of that all day, every day. What is it you don't get about this dynamic?
All right, that's beautiful. I'm, you know, what don't I get? That's interesting. You say, I don't want to learn about you. Tell me your name. Why do you let Pineal embarrass you? He said,
no, that's exactly why I don't want to learn about you, because when I go to learn about you, you won't let me really learn about you. You want me to learn about the character, not the man. So you're bad faith and disingenuous. Why would I continue? Oh, you never want to learn about me, Dad? Yeah, because I came up to you the other day and I said, hey, son, what the fuck's your name? And you went to playing gamer nerd pussy games with me. So I said, fuck you. I'm going back to fuck your mom and eat the pizza rolls. I don't even need to fucking learn about you. If that's how you want to play it, I came to you to learn about you, asked you what your name was, and you wanted to play tantruming, dividing games. So I don't need it. I go my own way again. And then you're like, oh, come on.
And to learn about people, he provided this platform. So why do you think he would want to go to your site to learn about you?
He's talking to me, Wizard, not you.
Well, I'm just making a valid point.
He's talking to me.
Yeah, but what makes you so important that he has to know about you?
This guy thinks he's Provo Kid too. How many Provo Kids are on your panel, Paul?
None.
Okay, then shut the fuck up. He's talking to me.
So
you're going to interrupt the conversation? Hey, they get 3 minutes at city council. They at least get 3 minutes at city council. It's my time. He's talking to me. Now show some respect. Show some respect to Paul. He's the
you show some respect, motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
People. Yeah.
There you go. You're such an old joke, dude. Get out of here, brother.
Did you get triggered?
Seriously.
Yeah,
Paul, let's have a conversation. Paul, talk to me. You know, if you want me to talk to these guys, I will. But then, what's the show, right?
All right. So, what's your name? Like, give a name.
Go to my channel.
Oh man.
Charles Manson.
See, I didn't make him
go to my channel.
You're one of these.
Channel. Click it. It says
you're one of these kids who like.
Does your channel say your full name? My channel says my full name. Paul. Hey, Paul, does your channel say your full name?
I didn't ask you for your full name. I just said, what do people call you like regularly?
What
like,
is my name?
How do I address you? Other than
I'm not going to give you
childish slave.
I don't even know if Paul's your real name.
Right, it's not my real name. I didn't pull up an evidence sheet today with my fucking full name on it.
I don't know if it's a biblical reference. I don't know what you're referring to.
Right, I just came on here with a biblical name and it's all fake. None of it's real.
It could be
all a character.
It seems like a character. The last name is your last name unslaved.
It's an entertainment broadcast. Nothing's real.
Is the last name unslaved?
Nothing is real.
I love the respect on the panel. I like these guys playing video games.
Right.
You talk so much shit on video games. I love it. Who's next?
I talk shit on gamer nerds, not on a man back there who stands for rights and freedoms. Who decides?
I stand for him too. I actually stand up. I can stand up. What about you, bro?
You're very loud and verbose. Can I get some Provo
I
Kid
take the
merch?
stand-up challenge.
Can I get some Provo Kid merch? Maybe we could work together.
Yeah,
do you have Provo Kid merch in 5X?
You want to drop down?
I only make 3, 4Xs.
You want to drop down and do some push-ups with the guy that's dying of lung cancer? Come on, let's go, brother.
You have lung cancer again?
Yeah.
It's back?
No, it's in remission.
So
it's still there.
Still there. You haven't fixed the problem. You haven't fixed the problem?
Oh, I am fixing it.
But it's not
a matter of doing. It's a matter of being.
You haven't fixed
it's
the
not
problem.
a matter of past.
You haven't
it's not
fixed,
a matter of future.
You should go fix the problem.
In the past,
as someone who knows people with cancer and who have had cancer, you should probably fix the problem.
In the future because it happens now.
Okay, now we're in the now, and I guess it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
let's get back to the issue.
Yeah, your cancer's not a big
You
deal.
wanna drop down
Your
and do
cancer's
some
not
push-ups?
a big
You
deal.
want to drop down and do some push-ups with the guy that's
I'd love to do push-ups.
Come on,
I'm a fit man. Oh,
let's do it. Let's do
I'm
it.
a fit man. I'm sorry you're not as fit as me, not as young as me, not as good
Well,
looking
let's
as me.
do it.
Envy comes in many ways and many looks, and it comes in many words. You are an envious man of my youth and beauty, El Perro.
Sir, you're not a good-looking man or an attractive personality on any level, according to the men and women down there. And I don't see it. So how are we going to do that game? Is this another bit, non-bit?
Oh, you brought me back up. You brought me back up. That's nice.
I thought that was going to be the
Because
last.
you're yelling and don't stop. So I just
I'm
stop
creating
you.
content. I just really wanted to bury the hatchet. I'll leave you alone. I'll respect you. I just a little amiss on how you didn't ever catch.
So where's the content of you in the chat constantly typing hamster? Where's the content?
I created that. I turned you from a gorilla to a hamster.
I get that. So why not come
That's
up
really good.
and right, but why not come up and let everyone in on that instead of keep typing down there angrily and just smashing the keyboard?
Why don't I sit in this chair for 12 hours a day? Is that what you're asking me?
Well, no, if you could sit on my chat 12 hours a day, you could go to that chair.
Yeah, I have a phone, and I could take the phone anywhere. I don't even have to look at the screen, right? I can put it in my pocket, have headphones.
Okay,
on,
maybe you should take some of that 12 hours a day you're mocking me for and get back to living your own horrible life.
I am, though. Like, I'm actually living a full life. Like, I had a full day today, and I've
a full day. Can we go over what that looks like? Because I think you're full of shit.
Codes. Well, when was the last time you went into a different area code, brother?
2 weeks ago.
That's a long time. See, I'm a traveling man. I like to move around. I like to be around. I like to have fun. I can't just sit and be sedentary and be at your beck and call all day to hop on camera and do this little dance.
I know. You're like constantly moving and shaking. You got 65 views in 2 weeks of you opening packages of beta mail clothes. You're doing big things, bro.
Hey, I could go unlist or unprivate all my other videos from the past 2 weeks. It's way more than 60 views, brother. I think you.
Well, how many? Like 100? 200 deviant miscreant drug addicts are watching you.
200 on a day where I do half the amount of time as you. 200 on a day where I do half the amount of time as you.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
It's actually not good. It's not good. Those are low numbers.
You create content. I feel like you shouldn't even.
Hey, why are we even focused on the views? Because views and $1 will get you on the bus. But you're retired, right? You don't need money.
I am retired. Yes, sir. I am retired.
But you have to sell.
I've been retired for 4 years right now.
But you have to sell Provo merch to 200 people, right?
No. I don't have to sell anything. So that's art. I make art, and then I have leftover art, and then I sell the art. Right?
Oh,
I actually
that's
make
art. So
yeah,
it's not. So when you called it on the broadcast that you hid from me, Provo merch.
Funny. I don't hit it.
Why are you talking over me? It doesn't work for the broadcast.
I'm having fun, brother. I know
you're having fun. It's so fun.
I am having fun. Sorry to interrupt.
It took you all day to finally come up to have all this fun. You're never a genuine being. We know you're not having fun. You're obviously triggered in chat, and you're pretending like it's a character of you being provoked. You're actually provoked. You're not provoking me. You are provoked.
Okay, sure. Deal. You want next topic?
What's the topic? You can set the topic.
I'm just here grateful you put my thumbnail on your page and kind of focused on me. I just feel honored.
Right, because you are the archetype of an inauthentic corporate beta male who feigns like they don't care about anything in this world, but is nothing but a worldly reprobate clinging and scratching and scraping for any kind of validation, attention, and notoriety.
Okay. And you're not? And you're not?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Why do you have a trailer and not something more humble?
Wow. Why is that your go-to?
Is this guy going to talk for you? Just like, what the fuck?
So I was in a tent.
Did Jesus
and then
have a car? Did Jesus have
Paul, get these guys out of here, dude. They
Jesus have a wife?
Can we not answer for me? That'd be great. I could talk to him. I'm capable of talking. So, Mr. Provo Child, what would you suggest that would be more humble than being in the trailer?
Like a forest.
Go back to the tent.
a forest. I'd build my own house in a forest on government land and take what's rightfully mine. I just moved.
So
in the
you
forest.
did that?
Yeah.
Did you do
No,
that?
I'm just, if I was in your position, I'm trying to do something.
So if you were a man who wasn't a beta male, then you would decide to go all the way with rights and freedoms and build it right. Well, you're not that. So why tell me about more how to be better of what I am than what you're not and probably never will be?
Because I can imagine your philosophy, and if I was to adapt it,
you can imagine my philosophy.
I can.
You can't imagine being a man for yourself. Isn't that fascinating?
It is fascinating. So if I was to take your philosophy and move it into my own life, I'd say, why would I build
a log cabin on public trust land that's been given over by the citizen slaves to be upkept and maintained? Why would I go on? If I was going to do that, I could have stayed on the Arizona trust land. We had a conversation. They went their own way. They said, when are you going to leave? I could have set the terms. I could have said 6 months, 6 years. I choose not to do that. If I could have an opportunity where I could have my own piece of land, farm what I want on it, be self-sustainable, and have a covering where I could do the broadcast, I have the best of all worlds. I can help other people. I could do what I love to do. And I could live somewhat like a human being without being too grandiose. I think there's plenty of people say I'm poor and broke in a trailer, so maybe I'm too humble. I'm living within my means and I'm happy with what I have.
So I appreciate that, Paul. And look, I finally found out who Pogo Kid is today. It's despite all my rage, and it's nice I figured that out. So Mr. Enslaved, here's what I'm going to do with you. I can tell your panel's bored with me. They're bored with the content I'm bringing. I think they want to get back into your content. So I'll respect your terms, right? I'll leave you alone. I won't antagonize you. I won't provoke you. And I'll let you do your own thing. I appreciate you allowing me and my character to come through your arena. Maybe, if the invitation's open again, I'll hop on. But I'm going to keep doing the same things I'm doing. But I will leave you alone, and I do respect the banning. So this will be my last.
Let's be clear, right? I just think it's better for you because I don't get any value from it. I mean, at times when you go off and do your thing, if you'll just come up and do your thing and have it back and forth, that's great. I tell people that all the time. But if we're going to do the constant bit on bit where we hate on me and resent me and shit on me and call me fat hamster and all the rest in the trailer, it's really not funny. It's not clever. There's no value there. There's no bit. It's just you doing a bit on bit to voice your resentments subconsciously is what I perceive it as. So again, there's one thing, content, Provo Kid, he's going to come up, be a beta male, scream, get everyone triggered, go back and forth. Great. We could have that. But not the constant detraction in the chat where they scroll and give every little subconscious resentment about me and detract from me reading the other comments.
Sure. A lot of the time, the chat interactions, for most of the time when I think about content creators, I'm really just, stirring it up with your chat, not so much you. And I understand what you're saying. And it does derail. Can I finish? It does. Right, what I'm saying, what I do does derail chat, and it does derail what you're doing, right? And so I respect that. I respect what you're making, and I'll allow you to make your content. And if you see anybody pretending to be me in your chat, like Pineal, it's not me, right? I'll always have my account to provoke if it's me. But at that note, Paul, thank you again for having my thumbnail on your panel. I appreciate the great content all day. God bless everybody else. And Paul, if you want to, kick me off in your own way, feel free.
No, that's okay. I'm good.
All right, I'll just leave respectfully. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather us just get more comfortable being ourselves and get away from this whole new character thing where everybody's like the next vaudeville act because, everybody's got a new character they're going to perform with. I'm kind of over that game. I know what that is. I'm pretty good with the psychology thing. It's not a character. It's part of you, and you're playing with expressing those parts of yourself, and you're using plausible deniability by saying it's a character. It's not a character. It's a part of you. So just express that part of you in a certain way that is honorable and respectable, and you'll get further. You'll get more and more comfortable being you, saying what you think and feel, and you'll be received that way, and then you'll be more value able. The character's going nowhere because it's not a character, and it's not perceived that way by anybody who sees beyond the bullshit. So, we could just have conversations. Again, even if you want to do the character, okay, I'm wrong. There's a character. Just do it. Come up, do it, get into it, call me a hamster, let's have at it. Maybe someday I'm feeling like yelling and screaming and going back and forth and call you a beta male. Other days I'm going to say, okay, whatever, you're doing the bit, non-bit. I'm over it. So just do it that way, man. The chat doesn't have to be filled up with all this fucking nonsense. Oh, I'm mainly doing this to provoke the chat now. Well, how the fuck does that help any of us? So you're going to be on the recast provoking the live chat? Great. You know, I guess that's cool. And I'm like, where does it end? After 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, all day? Let it go. I don't know. Your thoughts, expert panel, on the Provo Child's appearance today after I banned all of his alts, and I guess he's another one who got contrite and switched up the energy, and now is saying he respects me and loves me, and it's all just a character.
Well, hopefully he keeps his word, right?
He won't.
Who knows? It's because it's the same personality as Illuma Tommy, pretty much a little bit of the Moose character. You know, not too much nowadays.
I was disappointed.
You're disappointed in me now?
Well, yeah, the shit's been going all day, and you know they're all connected. You know they're coming after you. Why?
They want to have fun. We're having fun. Are you not having fun, Wizard?
Oh, I'm having fun. It's a good thing I'm here.
It's more fun when it's productive.
Motherfucker didn't want to get down and do push-ups, did he? Didn't want to get beat by a fucking old man with lung cancer on live video. Coward.
So I got to thank Joseph Rost and Jimmy Shively. Appreciate your contributions, gentlemen.
Yes, I appreciated that view of beautiful Hawaii in the sunshine. Awesome, Jimmy. Jimmy, loved it.
All right, Paul, I'm going to get going. It's midnight here in New Jersey, but I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, sir.
It was good to meet you. Peace, everyone.
Isn't that the Pineal Power Fellow's little buddy?
Thank you for coming on, bro. For real, man.
He wasn't
no
as
doubt.
bad as I thought that he would be at all.
I appreciate that.
Not a lot better.
A backhanded compliment.
The fuck is that supposed to mean, man? Fuck you.
You're pretty much welcome here more than Pineal Power at this point, because you at least got your equipment together at some point, made some, additions to the conversation that made sense. Like it was all continuous. Pineal Power just yells shit out. Either he sits there all day and say nothing, just yell shit out.
I appreciate that. I'll definitely stop by again.
Thank you, sir.
All right, peace.
Hey, where's that little redheaded freak of yours, Pineal Power? Get her over here. I need a refreshing interaction with some snappy transgender. Apparently, they said she's a transgender. They always try to hate on everything. Like now she's got to be a transgender, right? Oh, we're all just doing characters. It's called Loser, Failure, Haters with Bitterness and Resentment toward everyone, including women. Right, it's a great character. I was doing that character for a while. First 3/4 of my life was that character you're doing there.
Yeah, definitely a few.
What now? You just come on and just cut out 3/4 of the way into your fucking statement. It's exactly what I mean. Your buddy just talked the whole night, no problem, and now you can't even be heard.
I said definitely a female. Definitely a female. Definitely a female.
Did you get something on 56K modem? You still got 56K modem dialing up in the back. I heard it. I heard them noises.
All right, I'm getting these headphones.
He's headphones guy now. He's going to get some Dollar Tree headphones. That's going to fix it. 6 months we've been doing this. He's going to get Dollar Tree headphones and fix it. Fuck, man.
That's funny. I've been using my desktop all this time. I go out and get headphones and mic, and it doesn't work. I never pick them up again. It's wasted money. Why are you using the shit?
Bro, I tell this fucking idiot every day for 6 months, you can't put a virtual background on because it fucks the computer. You don't have a very powerful computer, you can't run that shit. When you try to, it fucks your voice. So you want Talcott's goofy face to be seen so bad we can't hear you.
Yeah, I just said she's definitely a female. That's all I said.
You see how much clearer and better it sounds now? What'd you just do?
Well, I also plugged in headphones, but
take your stupid fucking microphone out. Don't pretend it was the microphone.
It's definitely the mic, because when the laptop breathes, it does this fucking thing where
it's breathing because you're putting up Talcott virtual backgrounds.
That's one of the reasons.
All the damn RAM to put up Talcott's virtual background.
Yeah, and I got 10 tabs open, 11
you're
tabs.
You're gonna burn the damn computer out with 10 tabs of porno, My Little Pony porn open, and Talcott virtual backgrounds. Cut it out.
You got me fucking pegged, man. God, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, man. It's like some type of gift, bro.
So what do you want to do? Penile power. Where
so that was knowledge 2020. If you want to look up his channel ever,
bro, it was just 4444 when I asked you that.
That's not a time though.
No, it was 44444. It was 4 hours, 44 minutes, and 44 seconds when I went to write to you and I said, penile power, what do you want to do? You had all the power.
Oh, you're not kidding. Oh, you're not. I see it now.
No, I went right to you.
I see it now.
I have a question. I can take it in a direction unless anyone has anything. It's a legal moral question. Around in the holidays, I lent my truck to a friend and she totaled it. Well, she didn't total it. It was totaled. And she broke her foot and experienced the truck was towed off of the bridge where the collision occurred. And I haven't been able to locate the people that were responsible.
Were you there? Did you see any of it?
No, I wasn't there.
What makes you think that somebody hit her? Because you went from she totaled it to it was totaled, which means she probably told you some bullshit story and you believed it. She probably was high and ran into something.
No, I misspoke. She was not at fault. And at the police
record. How do you know that? Oh, the record shows it?
Yeah, it shows. I mean, they were towing a car and it was dislodged. It fell off and spun and hit her in the truck. And she was definitely not at fault.
So you're saying somebody was carrying a vehicle, some carrier dropped a car and it hit your car she was in. And that's on record. Okay, does it get any more clear than that? I was going to say, how do you know? Because when I hear you don't know and they told you a story and she's got a broken foot and you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, whoa. But yeah, okay. So sorry, go ahead. I just want to make sure I get it all.
It's on record. I haven't been able to serve the people. I haven't been able to find these people who are at fault. So I tried in 2 different counties through the sheriff, and I'm a couple $100 in and trying to find them to locate them. And I just got informed that they weren't able to serve them again in the 2nd county. So there's no small claim. I was trying to serve a small claim. So that it's not going to happen. And now this is my question about moving forward, because it's a matter of loss, injury, and harm. And I didn't do anything wrong. My friend didn't do anything wrong. These people were at fault and it's on record, but I can't locate them in order to make it right. But I owe money to the towing company. I'm hundreds of dollars in just trying to serve these people. So at this point, I wanted to bring the question up if there's another way to resolve the issue, because I don't want to harm the company by not paying them. They had to, take care of the vehicle and all this. I'm at a loss. My truck, my garden this year is going to suck because I don't have my fucking truck. And my friend, she broke her foot and she's, she has PTSD, but that's another story. So moving forward, I just wanted to ask if there was any thoughts on resolution.
So you obviously searched for.
Have you found the insurance company that?
There's no insurance company. I was the only one in 3 parties that has insurance, and I only had at fault.
The carrier wasn't insured?
The carrier.
That was
Which carrier?
the one that lost the car. You said a car came out.
The carrier was insured, but only at fault.
Well, it sounds like they're at fault.
They are at fault.
So who's the insurer?
No one.
No, they if they're insured, they have an insurer. See, if they're a carrier of some sort, they have to have insurance. That's on a postal road.
This is like, I don't like.
Somebody's lying to you.
Yeah, well, this is, and you see, Wizard, how the story always gets confusing and convoluted because it's like you have the name of a company, the carrier. If they're insured at fault, then you need to contact the insurance company of them people and tell them what the fuck happened and show them the documentation if it's on public record. No,
that insurance company won't want that carrier out there doing the same thing again. Because eventually they're going to go after the insurer and not the carrier. And that's what you're supposed to do. The insurance is the one that carries the bond. The guy that's carrying it, the carrier, he's just got the identification information. It's the insurance people that are holding the bond.
Nobody was holding it, though. That's the problem. There's no insurance involved. It's just
the liability
women
insurance that you mentioned.
It's not. Well, I don't know how to. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this because I don't understand. They know that those people don't have it. There's no insurance for them. I just have to take the loss and injury and harm. And
are they a corporation?
Who's they?
The beings that we're presuming are at fault.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they carry that corporate name and use it.
And they're on record for this interaction
yes. Yeah.
So I don't understand the issue though. Like corporations have registered addresses in their, with the state. You should be able to very easily contact them. Have you called them?
So we went to the first service address, the county. It was an old address and they didn't live there. So I spent $150 to hire the sheriff to serve them. They weren't able. They sent me like $40 back. They used up the money. Tried to find them. It's an old address. Sorry. So I went to the next county over, where they have an address I found on Facebook of a business of hers, and it's like a sexy espresso stand. There's lots of those around here. So
Can I stop you for a second? How does this work with the sheriffs all of a sudden, where they do a service, don't complete it, and go, well, we used up some of the money. Here's the rest back.
Right.
No, you got to give it all back because you're a service provider and didn't provide the service properly.
Provide the service. I thought the same thing. Well, anyways, I'm 2 counties in. They said, sorry, I was supposed to have this small claims court date. It's not happening. And I have to make the decision. How do I move forward? How should I move forward? I was wronged. I don't want to pay the tow company. But I also don't want to cause loss to these people that did a service. To me, it seems, I don't know,
why is this? I'm going back again in my mind. I'm sorry. I'm a crazy person.
Okay.
Why is the sheriff, who's a servant who gets tax money and making a living already, have to take your private funds in order to do his service that he swore to do? I'm just really confused about it.
Yeah, Paul. And why should I have to pay to have this vehicle moved from off the bridge? Like, and yet services should be included. Why do I have to pay for that?
Yeah, it just sounds like, again, this is what happens when you're too, forgiving or just go along to get along and then expect people to just come with the good word and good faith. They're like, hey, give us 120, here's 40 back because we didn't do our service and we were supposed to do it for free because that's what the fuck we're here to do. And it's all
I'm just supposed to go and find these people myself and just like handle it without them. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'd get my money back from them sheriff people. Go, you didn't provide the service, so what makes you justified to keep some of the money when you didn't provide the service? How does that work?
That's
Where
I
else in
appreciate
life?
it.
So when I like order something from Taco Bell, the vegetarian portion, if I'm going to go there at all, you know, I do enjoy that sometime. So I just go, hey, I need like 5 of these things from your service. And then I get to the window and they go, give me your card. And then they go, well, here's some back and you get less than what you ordered. And then I'm cool with that. I go, no, this is what I ordered. This was the service you provide. You didn't give me all that. So why the fuck would I give you anything? Right? Like,
It's
what
like
is
the
that?
gas.
Why
and
is
the
that even?
It's weird. That's really weird.
So like the sheriff's like getting money from people around town and putting gas in the car. I don't know what kind of town. Like that sounds like Unslavia, where I come to Brielle and go, hey, could you put some money in the gas tank because I got to go find these people to. What is this? What kind of operation is this?
Yeah, mafia.
Sound like you just paid for someone's dinner is really what happened, and they just went laughing about it.
Yeah, well, I just don't want to cause any loss, injury, or harm. And what do I do about what I owe the tow company?
You don't know. It's not your fault. It would be their insurance company that would be responsible for it.
But my name's on the paperwork that it's mine.
Who said that you were responsible for that you would just have to take the loss?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm asking.
Well, it's her property, right? And she wasn't in control of it at the moment of the interaction, right? So
I disagree.
So let me get this straight then. So someone drops a car, destroys the car, doesn't pay for it, then they call a tow truck to get the wreckage out of the way, and she's got to pay for it. That makes sense. I could see how that would make sense in inversion land. You know, I mean, I'm going to take on the responsibility and liability of someone else's wrongdoings and then pay double and triple.
And I'm going to pay them along the way, trying to make it right.
And UCC 3-402 clearly tells us the authorized representative giving an unambiguous authorized signature on the instrument is therefore not liable for the person named in the instrument. So did you sign that tow ticket?
No.
If I hire a babysitter and then my son runs into the street because the babysitter was taking a nap and he gets hit by a car, it's still my fault, right? It's not the babysitter's fault. I mean, it is the babysitter's fault, but there's a higher fault to me. Ultimately.
You signed the insurance document?
What, Mitchell? It's not my fault.
You signed the insurance document?
In the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
And I signed.
So how can you be liable?
Because I signed it.
No, you didn't just hear me. The authorized representative giving an unambiguous authorized signature on the instrument is therefore not liable for the person named in the instrument. So how can you be held liable for your signature when it says that you are not liable for the person named in the instrument? It's clear and concise. Plain
Bro,
writing.
she wasn't managing her property.
That insurance agent authorized you to sign that insurance document that he gave you. He authorized you, and you gave an unambiguous signature that matched the name of the person in the document, clearly stating that you are not liable. So how are they holding you liable?
I just feel that there was loss, injury, and harm caused, and someone is liable here.
Correct.
You got to figure that out,
The
though.
record
It doesn't just happen automatically.
The record is liable.
Yes, the record is liable. So
where do the credits come from?
Because
No. Listen, Bree. The record is the liable party. That's the person named in the instrument. It's the person, not you. So how do you fix the liability in the paperwork?
Yeah, because there's lots of money. Yeah.
By rerouting it.
Yeah.
They're routing it to you. You are the benefactor to the beneficiary. And what they are doing is placing a public liability on the record, saying that the, quote, beneficiary is liable. How is that so?
Well, I haven't figured that out yet.
Because they said it is. You are not liable for the person named in the instrument. The person named in the instrument is the beneficiary. You, yourself, are the benefactor, not the beneficiary. The beneficiary, folks, is the record, nothing else. You
She's
gave
still
them the
fucked.
data elements. They authorized you to use that Social Security card to acquire everything else in life. You authorized that insurance card. They are the holder of all records. And that insurance company is using that Social Security number and using you to place a liability. How is that?
I don't want to confuse it, but wouldn't the trustee be liable? Rather,
That who holds the property for the beneficiary? The trustee. Who's holding the beneficiary? Social Security.
got it.
They're misusing that Social Security number and placing a liability on the public record. Ask them how they're managing to do that. Ask them how the Social Security Administration allowed them to place a liability on that record. You are the agent, supposed agent, authorized to sign it, and therefore not liable. How are they placing that liability on you if they can't place it on the record?
Because they do it to everybody?
Because everybody lets them by not questioning it.
Well, I'm questioning it. I've been questioning it.
Questioning the right people. You're not going to question the guy that did that's liable for it according to loss, injury, and harm.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna check the liability with people that
up
tell you
the
to
ladder.
sign
Oh,
this
yeah.
document. They're the ones that authorized you to sign this document. If they're the ones that authorized you, they're the liable party.
Yeah, you gotta look up.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
They're the liable party, and then the other guy is responsible for the loss, harm, and injury.
What other guy?
The guy that caused it. The guy that's supposed to have insurance and you can't find.
Oh, that guy.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
he's not liable. He's responsible for his own actions, which caused the loss, harm, and injury. So you hold the liable party to their culpability in it, and they will go after him. And when they find him, they will support you in that small claims.
I love this logic, too, that because you give someone property, you're liable for what they do in that property because what name's on the paperwork. That's a lack of common sense. Whoever the grown man or woman is taking that property around is responsible for controlling that property. So you could argue, like I'd argue, your first mistake is even lending any one of these people your property because the majority of people can't
perform. The holidays. Some people get kind of sappy and sweet.
Right, and I don't. And that's some people get fucked out of all their shit, and then, nice people finish last, right? So especially if you ain't got a car you could go without doing without with. If Mitchell comes to me and says, hey, bro, can I use your car at the holiday times? I go, for what? I'm already going to give him a speech like daddy. I'm going to go, for what? To do what? Where? No, you're an idiot. You know it. Stop it, because you're going to get yourself in trouble. And then if I'm going to give him a car, I'm going to give him a car I could afford that he could total and move on with my life. I'm going to give something that I expect that I could never see again, and it's not going to cause me problems.
I did that. I actually did that. Do it when I handed her the fucking key. I knew it.
Well, that's the point, is if you knew when you handed someone a key that they're irresponsible and not accountable, then you never should have handed it over. So that's your fault again. Everybody wants to be nice. There's a reason these people don't have a car at their age. There's a reason these people, if they had a car, probably totaled it. And they'll just keep telling a story how they got really bad luck. Maybe they're cursed, in which case I don't need to find out. I don't have those problems. If I do, I deal with them one way or the other. And I noticed there's certain people, no matter how old they are, they never have whatever they need, and they always need something from somebody else. And when you give it to them, they always fuck it up somehow. With a crazy story. You'll never believe, Brielle. The truck fell off the thing and hit my foot. The car's totaled. Oh, man, aren't you happy I'm alive? Right.
I don't know. There was a police
they'll be
report.
back in 5 months. Can I borrow another car and total it again and have a crazy story on how it happened?
Do we value trustworthiness and credibility enough?
Yeah, and the police report probably isn't the greatest thing either. You can report them on your own.
Yeah, I don't buy anything for a reason because most people are full of shit. Oh, I got a crazy story about my life and why I don't have any of my shit together. Can I have some of yours? Right. And then they fuck it all up. I got a crazy story how I fucked all your shit up, but it's not my fault. Right. It's just common themes over and over again. There's no accountability, no responsibility. They're going to walk away, hobble away with a broken foot, and then you got to deal with this shit. You know? So I tell them, you know, is there a reason why at your age you don't have anything? Haven't created anything, can't save and get anything because your habits probably suck. Your ethic sucks. Your managing of your affairs sucks. Why would I make you a part of my busyness when you already suck at managing your own life and affairs? Because I want to be seen as so helpful and kind and nice, right? So I get used and abused and taken advantage of and left with nothing, and they go on to use someone else.
Sometimes it feels like the Holy Spirit at work. Sometimes it feels that they're coming in for a reason, and I'm kind of just playing along and testing. I knew about the truck, but I did it anyways because I needed to get here. Something led me. I mean, it's really weird. Like she got it crashed in the middle of this bridge. It's like a weird thing. When I did I was playing along with it. Sometimes people come into your life and they're in need and they'll show something. They'll reflect something back.
Right. And these people never after the fact go, hey, I was like in the car when it happened, so I feel liable in some way. Can I help you? It's just, no, I broke my foot. Feel bad for me, and I'm going to go off while you do it.
All right, get this. Check this out. She hired an attorney because it turns out that spot on the bridge there's a lot of accidents. There's it's just where the cement goes to the grate, and there's just she looked into it, and it actually is a really dangerous spot on the bridge. I don't think anything's going to come of it. That's what she said. Doesn't look good. But I don't know. I think, man, the liability, the life, and following this, letting the Spirit guide you so you can be where you need to be to learn from the people around you in that moment, at that time. There's that too.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a theme this is in your life. How many people are you constantly, quote unquote, helping that leave you worse off than when you started helping them? Everyone worse off.
I'm not helping anybody. I'm the one that needs help. Okay.
I noticed that. Like everyone comes into their life, Holy Spirit, everyone starts helping everyone. Everyone's worse off by the end. They go, this is with help like this, you don't need enemies. I got a few of those folks who come through here, right? The Talcots and all the rest of them.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing. You call the kettle black, Paul.
No, because all I do is give, again, my most precious resource, my time, energy, attention, and I do that willfully. And at the end of the day, there's a benefit to me on some level, or I wouldn't do it. And they don't have the ability to fuck my life up. If they did, I wouldn't hand that over to them.
Nobody has.
In some way I'm doing that, I guess you could argue, because if I fuck up my name ultimately playing with these miscreants and then not get somewhere, whatever that means, because, again, it's authentic to who and what I am. So I don't equate me doing what I do on here to me handing somebody keys to my property or helping them. I've seen it in certain ways. People have helped me, and then I immediately get to changing and better in my life in certain ways. These certain other folks in my life, no matter how much they're helped, they're just the same or worse off by the end. So and again, I was one of those people at one point. So there's a fine line between helping and being helped versus using and misusing and, never winding up better off for everybody. So, and again, maybe I'm just being short-sighted with it. I have to see the long game and how it plays out. But you gotta decide that for yourself, right? Again, I don't know your pattern in your life. How many of these people come to you and say, well, you're a loving, caring person, and I get it. I think we all do that in different ways, but then you have to set the tone and the boundaries. Well, I want to be loving and caring, and I want to share in certain ways, but I don't think that this is the best option right now. I don't know what these people look like, how they present. I mean, it might be you gave the keys to Aaron's sister. Remember Aaron from the the rat face kid? You got his mother bringing in your child. You're giving the keys to his sister. These might be wacky people. They might have been on the phone with George Soros when they crashed the car. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm starting to wonder.
Yeah.
And Croco was in the car.
Croco. Here we go, Croco. This fucking guy's got to keep going up. So now the car lands
Pieces
on
of
Croco
shit.
now. Here we go. You guys are disgusting.
Dummy.
Yeah, it's cool for them to sit around and take a poll on how he might have died and laugh about it. But if you say here that
was not cool. That was not cool. And I was in the chat and I protested. That was not cool.
Too soon?
Too soon. Dude, you act like they wouldn't do the same thing with me. Sit up there laughing and go, how did Paulie die? Heroin overdose, killed by the police, diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah, and I'm like off. I'm like, thank God I get to watch these slaves now play their games, and I don't have to feel any way about it ultimately at all. Like I practiced my whole life detaching from it, and now like I've left my body. I'm just completely enlightened. I have no burden of the physical bondage anymore, and then they can just keep cycling, fear and confusion and insecurity. Oh, let's get together again and talk for 6 months in a row about possibly talking. They talk about talking about. They don't even. Let's talk about talking about doing solutions. Okay. Timmy's there. Timmy's there like in some Vietnam hellhole. No one knows why he's there. We think he bought some wife and hasn't been able to leave. He's the next Robert Graves. He's going to be forced to stay there and have nothing else to do and invent some water machine. I see it all.
I was waiting. It's been like what, like 8 months. I was waiting for somebody to do the comparison of the Robert Graves. I was waiting for it.
You knew it would come up.
It has to at some point. No, I didn't.
Timmy's one of these passport bros. He went to Vietnam to get some young chick right out of the rice paddy. Some naive brought out of the rice paddy.
Man.
Better not bring her back to America. She'll switch up on you like that.
Oh man. No, honestly, like most of the fucking porn around here are fucking weird, man. It's weird. But yeah, hopefully at this point there can be a distinction and determination with me and these folks. Hopefully.
So
Graves, get the fuck up here, man.
Who?
Robert Graves, we know you're down there, man. Come up here, man. It's been like 6 months. Just get up here already.
Show yourself.
Tell us about
Graves.
the water machine.
Show us the straw. How's it come?
Let's interview your wife.
Who's beta male number one right now? Because the Provo child bent his knee, conceded.
Me.
No, Wizard. You don't get to name yourself. That's not how this works.
I feel like all this beta alpha, like, is there an actual science behind this stuff? Is it not bro science? I mean, is there actual like
bro science?
It's not bro science.
No,
I mean,
bro. You just have to observe chimpanzees, and you'll see what the fuck they're talking about.
The big gorilla sits in the corner and just like all the little ones like bring him like grapes and bananas and shit, and he just like sits there and eats them. They like wait for like a hug, and he's just like, the fuck out of here. He just goes around and he just like mates with whoever. They just accept it.
Yeah, I just come up. I take like Provo Child's wife. I grab her, and then it looks like from the outside that I like raped her, but really she just kind of submitted. Like, oh my god, you know what I mean? It's one of those deals. It's like a rape fantasy where she's really into it, right? Because if you tell, like, if the woman chimpanzee really don't want to be mated with, she'll turn around and bite you. But they go, oh my god, you grabbed me. Okay, I guess you got me, and then they just kind of submit because they kind of wanted it anyway. So that's like me. I'm the big gorilla creature hamster. I just come up around Provo Child's wife, just grab her, and she's kind of with it. We mate, and then Provo Child has to sit there and accept it. What's he gonna do?
Like, he's gonna provoke you. He's gonna be like, hey,
you can't
little
fuck her.
that little dick guy. You know,
Hey, she's like making noises. That never happens with me.
is she hurt? Can she breathe?
I've never been in the room when a woman made noises through sexual contact. That seems like it hurts. Timmy.
Wait, what do you put? Don't put your finger there. Not supposed to put fingers there. You're not supposed to put fingers anything there. Wait, you're streaming this to the Patreon channel?
I just take cuck body outlines live. Inseminator.
Now there's a half pink, half I don't know, Mexican baby come out. Did you get the lesson, Pino? Now you know
yeah.
what it is.
Did you get it now?
Burrito.
You can't tell when I go on these panels that I'm the alpha white gorilla, and I just start tossing these beta slaves around, and they just can't do nothing but accept it. I love when Timmy goes, they can't do anything but accept it. It's the perfect way to put it. They can't do anything but act out, chimp out, howl, and then accept it.
Fuck, fight, flee, right?
and then go off with their head down.
Fight or flee is what they usually pick.
That's the siren creature. See? that's the fucking ideal. I gotta call it. I'm descending quickly into madness. Like what? Like she like communicates in code. What is that? Like, is that like dead from painful sex? Like what even is that from a gorilla? She's got emoji codes like hieroglyphics. They'll look back at this one day and try to determine what that was. Well, go ahead.
It's better than
folks.
words. It's better than words, right, Wizard? Fucking pictures.
Death face
Chinese.
crying and gorilla like over.
Like
salty
by number.
tips.
So, what would be each of your next step if you were me in the situation that I'm in with a collision with the truck?
I'll go. There's an ironic question for this channel. Did they have a license plate and did you get it down?
Did the truck that I loaned out have a license plate?
No. The truck that caused the issue, that dropped the car on your car.
It was just purchased and they were towing it from the purchase. It was like a junker.
There's a lot of these red flags about these like very specific situations about how there wasn't a license plate yet. You can't.
I'm here to learn. I'm just here to learn.
Right. No, I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying about the situation. Right. So you had the license plate. Oh, so there was no license plate on their.
I don't honestly know. I'm sure there was a license plate on it. Actually, there was.
Your friend didn't get it. She didn't get this information.
I mean,
So Lagoon Creature's apparently up late, and she's in a bra now on some law show. I mean, she's so fucking shameless.
Go over there.
And then they'll say, oh, all the women who come here are such filthy whores. Like, why? Because they're just open sexually sometimes and like to play and just be real about it. She's like, oh my God, like, you're so crude and rude. Then she's in my backstage putting her titties out, putting her tongue out like she wants to suck me, right? Like, cut it out with the bullshit, social, fake, civic, sophisticated veneer. No one's buying it. We know you're a hoe. Just own it.
You should go all the way.
All
the way out the window.
Men like that. Men like when a woman's real dirty and nasty, just with the right people at the right times, right? Just not like, just fake here, being a hoe over there. Just and then she goes, I have a man. I go, I didn't ask about your goofy ass man. You're always trying to like use your sexuality to to move me, right? That's that Jezebel harlot shit. It's never, even the sexuality is never like authentic. There's some attraction there, but it's like, oh, you're gross. I'm not attracted to you. Like we're back to high school, middle school games.
Weaponized.
Yeah, weaponized sexuality because she's not comfortable with herself completely and actualized and realized and can't just be sexual and open when it's appropriate and real, and then just can't fucking, you know, sometimes go, okay, we're going to talk about some intellectual, spiritual, whatever. Like we're just a holistic being. It's like, oh, I'm never sexual. I don't do none of that. She's blowing guys like, you know, just one after the other, snorting coke, you know. And then it's like, oh my God, I have a collared shirt on. I'm so intellectual and I'm a law student, you know. Just all this is what we deal with. These folks have never grown up or grown into their body and their beingness. A bunch of arrested development children. So I guess we'll show Lagoon Creature with like a bra on a law show for some reason because, you know, that's her value at this point.
It's odd, but Radio Guru actually came up with a good possible solution.
What was I going to say?
She looks like I'm not even trying.
Never mind. It was
she
just
looks like
that,
someone had a Requiem for a Dream. You remember that movie? I'm not big on movies.
She's
she
on
looks
Rakita?
like one of the
Wow.
pale-skinned drug fiends right out of Requiem for a Dream, just spinning out of control. What do you mean that's not her? That's not her right there?
Yeah, no, that's totally Jennifer Connelly.
She looks like a ghost.
She's basically a female wife beater. She's basically the lube ass of the law community. I don't know. Do we even care? Does anyone care about this? I don't care. No. Okay. She needs to get some sun. They all keep saying I don't go out and go leave the trailer and get up, but there's no color in any of these people.
Bree, no matter what happens, I would just learn from this fucking lesson about like making other beings trustees and then who you pick and what the terms are. And you know, that's probably the most important lesson anyway, than a couple of thousand fiat papers. To me.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Because if you get that shit right, that other shit doesn't happen.
I bet the Lagoon Creature probably has a smell to her. You know what I'm saying? I just know it. I've always got that imagery. Like now I have this sort of thing where I get this imagery about certain women. I go, I just have a feeling she's one of those. She's got that funk. It's the one like when you have too many men down there too often, just fucks everything up. When you don't have good men, you know, and you got too many of these fuck boys down there too often, something happens.
Many men.
Karaoke.
Am I high? No, I'm not high. Maybe it's because I'm eating food and there's like some extra dopamine there or something.
Without Don't Judge Me wants to see her. What you see? You're obsessed. They're obsessed with the Lagoon Creature. I just showed you the creature. What you didn't see, I'll show it to you again.
You're only bringing more attention to my channel, Ollie.
This is just promotion. Like I'm like totally just a law student. And I just want to like have conversations, and I'm just gonna come on like basically in a bra now. And everyone over at Paul Enslaved is a cult, and they're a bunch of whores. No one's as pretty and smart as me.
Look at her nails.
Be too specific so that they can't.
I'm telling you, she looks like she just came out of a concentration camp. She
get? Yeah.
No, I know what happened. She did the broadcast with Illuma Tommy. He bit her, and now she has whatever awful disease he has. This is some kind of, folks, you need to look out. There's officially a zombie apocalypse. I just realized what this is.
It's the merge.
This woman has been
Dark
bitten
side.
by Illuma slavery and has some kind of awful degenerative disease now. How sad. All right. Well, let's give the well wishes to Tommy and Lagoon Creature and the rest of the folks suffering from the pale skin, dark circle around the eyes, wasting disease that makes them look like they just came out of Treblinka. These folks don't need concentration camps. They're already in some kind of prison and they're wasting away.
Around things later. And it is also really interesting if you watch the prosecutor give his oral arguments in court, he lightly brings up the cocktail glass, but then when the defense refutes it and says that makes no sense,
Can I get
he
on
goes, oh, well, I'm not saying it's a cocktail
I got to
glass.
get on there.
And so it's like he wants his cake and he wants to eat his cake and have it too.
Oh, I can't get on.
Right. The man also, since this has happened, he has since he's been publicly accused in court last October, the Albert family of being responsible for this by the defense. They have replaced their basement floor, sold their house, and got rid of the family dog. And there's a German Shepherd, by the way, which matches
is going to be. Yeah, the German
And
Shepherd is
filled
going to be a
pool.
part of this story.
Right.
And they did what with the pool?
They
So
filled-
there's another
Yeah,
there's another
there's
Albert.
no way on as usual. People don't ever want it. Open interactions. All those links there are just them begging for money. Yeah, I went to one of them. It's like, hey, campaign, give us money for this. Sponsors there. Yeah. So you can never get to these people and talk to them, apparently.
House in town, which in October,
These are
after
men and women of the
statements were
people.
made in court,
They're
they
just
just
there for the
decided
people
to
and
fill
trigger.
in their gigantic pool. Just decided to do it, just out of the blue. Just decided to, in October, mind you, in New England, which is a weird time to fill in your family pool. And that same Albert that owned that house posted on Facebook, "Nobody fucks with my family." 3 days after that.
Okay. That seems normal.
Yeah.
So the other thing to mention here is,
So what do you think, fellas, ladies and gentlemen? Do we even bother an invasion on this pathetic channel from the chat area? Because they won't let me up. But we might. I mean, we could.
I don't pose that at all anymore. They'll flock to you, brother.
I'm already on.
Well, I know, but it just the point is, you want them. See, this is like long game warfare. Like, let's say we're in war, right? And then every once in a while, like over at the encampments of the slave enemy, like every so often people show up and then just one person gets hit, right? Like in the middle of the night, and then they just go off. They go like, we can't go nowhere. See how Tommy's so desperate nowadays? Because everywhere they go, how did they find out? And why are they over here? And now the Lagoon Creature gets all in her mood. You can see her face change. It's like you're grinding on their ego and their bullshit. And then they start to think, wow, I can't go nowhere and do nothing without these people showing up and holding me accountable for me being a goofy bitch constantly. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? And then you just stop doing that one day because you're tired of that dynamic. That's how I see it. You don't want to give them any quarter, right? You don't want to give them any crevice and space where they can go and promote their fucking sickness and pretend to be someone they're not. You want to make them feel like the god of all media is watching at all times, and they have to be accountable.
Yeah, and that's you though. You know, that's why I decided I can't play that same character you do. You know, so you know that's one of the revelations that I've come through on this panel and Jack's panel and dealing with Jack himself and all those issues. And you know, I have a different limitation, I guess you would call it, when it comes to dealing with these fools. I have a little more strict sense of let the fools be fooled. I don't like messing a whole lot of time with them.
But besides that,
I mean, if nothing, it's usually entertaining to watch the whole process, right? We learn something from that, you know.
It depends on
I
what
just look at it as a simulation.
Well, yeah, but it depends on what that whole process is. Is it going to be another fucking 3 years? I mean, honestly, brother.
I like the look. Now I got Wizard. He's like in the foxhole. He's at the barracks. He's like, Paul, I don't know why. He's like, I don't know why you keep going over that hill in the middle of the night. He goes, we don't even. I go, no, Wizard. I'm a gambler. That's what I do.
Well,
Every
this
once
is
in a while, I go up over the hill.
Video game, though, dude. You ain't got 9 lives. You ain't got fucking magical coins and pots of gold that you can buy elixirs of life with. You know, it's a little bit deeper than that, and I think we need to seriously think about the people that come through these panels and be a little bit more determined in that psychology.
Right, but how long every day, all day can we do just one modality of entertainment?
Well, that's part of the problem, though. Jack is becoming that one modality month after month after month. Come on, man.
No, all right. Here we go.
We are fearful right now. And there's work to do.
Right. Okay. So, any work anybody wants to do right now?
Where's Allie? Where's Allie? I'm kind of.
Where's Allie, bro? I've been saying that I care for the girl. I want her to come up here, have a conversation. I saw it from day one where it was going. She didn't want to believe it. He didn't want to believe it. How much work can I do constantly with these people and tell them the truth they need to hear and then wait to see if they kill themselves or somebody else or decide to go straight? I mean, yeah, once in a while, I like to, we go from one thing to the other. I'm here, bro. I'm here. Use me. If not, then I'm going to go twist with the lagoon creature a little bit. Watch her squirm. Play on her ego. Make her sorry she ever played with me.
I'm okay with
that. A little
that.
bit of ego game once in a while, right? I could just go sign off and be with myself. I'm cool with that too. But if we're going to be on the metaverse and be one of the miscreants like the rest of them, we got to do a little mischief once in a while. No harm in that.
Raise a little hell, huh?
Wish any loss, injury, or harm on that creature. If you saw my private communications with that creature, the way she is, right? I just give people what they need. When people are cool, we're cool. No news is good news. But when she's all like that, I said, listen, this is what you need. And I'm telling you, and she's just thrashing and can't believe I'd be try to be loving and caring and understanding and give her a good word. And it's she just went to blocking me. She just couldn't believe she couldn't get me riled up and incited. I go, listen, when we're on the metaverse, I'm going to do certain shit. And you're not going to understand it. You may never, right? But that's why you got to work in trust. You don't know how to do that. So, you're going to have problems and resistance with me and others constantly. It's never going to be good for you, right? And she just wants to play that ego. I'm going to do whatever I want. No one knows about me. They're never going to find out. You're a piece of shit. I'm going to have you undone. I go, just keep it all going, Lauren. You're a hateful being. I love you. The more I just love them and forgive them and tell her there's a way out of this, you hate your life and yourself. And then she want you're fat, you're gross. I never fucked you. I don't even know why I'm talking to you because you love me. I tell her because you love me, right? Stop it. Cut the games. You wouldn't be begging me to come on there every other fucking day if you didn't love your daddy. And then she just go, ugh, right? So I'm just pimping and breaking on a hoe. Instead of breaking on her to turn her into a hoe, I'm breaking on her to turn her from being a hoe. I'm Captain Save a Hoe in a way, right? It's one thing exchanging love and time and energy and space and attention in a limited way. It's another thing somebody who's hateful and think they're going to drag me into that realm. I just play with you. Right? I just play with you or let you go. If I'm not going to give you the good word and help you and you won't take that, I just fuck with your ego and I just let you go. So I haven't thought about that goofy broad. They told me down there about her, right? So I go to look at her. She's sitting there. And part of me wants to love her and care for her and lead her where she needs to go. And I know she won't take it. So you show up and play little games with her and watch her go like this and, look down and start thinking about her life and all the shit she should be doing instead of all the shit she is doing. Right, considering who she is in her life and what's the whole point of all of it,
Yeah, to this day she won't communicate with me. I told her, you ain't gonna do any interview with me. I gotta tell them you're not here investigating me. I'm investigating you. So if it ever comes down to it, it's gonna be me interviewing you.
And then they always go they play this line. Oh, and I get it because there's a part of Lou Bass, there's a part of me. We're a very sexual being at times. They always do this game where they're non-sexual, we're over-sexual, and then you find out, she'll come out and admit, I got tape of it, her saying, I love porn bombing, and then there's videos of her going on panels, putting up bizarre pornography and giggling and laughing. She's a deviant, right? It's not even regular shit. There's one thing they'll say, all porno's deviants. Not really. Not really. I mean, there's making love, there's exchange between a man and a woman, there's certain dominance, submission archetypes. It's an art form in a way, you could say. And then there's deviance, right? Shitting and pissing on people, choking people, demeaning them, putting them in extremely compromised, humiliating positions. It's one thing to the whole dominant, submission, veneration, energy exchange deal. It's another thing to you just see the abuse and brokenness.
Yeah, and pornography is pretty much a pejorative term. So, it's taking away from our natural, and it's part of that fig leaf from the Garden of Eden. It's the shame aspect. And there's really nothing shameful about being naked. And that's the pejorative conversion is porn.
There's nothing shameful about a man and a woman having sex with each other and sharing that with whoever they wish. I don't see anything. I may not be my cup of tea. There's times where I go, you know what? I might, if I have my body together, I might do that because I know trigger a whole bunch more slaves. And then they'll be on here, oh, your dick isn't as big as mine, and blah, 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 all the bullshit. Like, whatever. You're just hating again. So, again, I ride the line sometimes. Again, it's animal body with the spirit. I got nothing to be ashamed of, and I really got nothing to prove and nothing to hide. I'm a man. Men do what men do. Women do what women do. And we don't need to act like children. So, again, it's one thing for a woman to be like on drugs in a compromised position where she's desperate and fucking a whole bunch of guys who she don't really like. It's another thing for a man and a woman who are already into each other to make a video and like share that with other people. If that's their thing, whatever. It's consensual. They have a mutual thing going on. It's not degrading or violent or deviant. So what exactly is the issue? And they can never come up with anything except their feelers.
Or Sky Daddy.
Yeah, like if I eat Jennifer's pussy and I record it and I share it with people, like I'm bad and wrong and evil now. Because we're communicating sexually in a way, a loving act. And then they'll make all their religious dogmatic determinations and then go and do it, right? Go and do it or not do it or do it bad because they're guilty and scared. Like, what is this? Like, are you folks all not doing this behavior? If you are, why are we condemning it and demonizing it? If we're going to do that, then stop doing it. Or are you going to like qualify everything whatever you want it to be?
Then we got the perversion. We got the little hat down there, Gnome, saying porn is good for you. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, porn is good for you. Everyone should be watching it. Ooh, go to my site now.
That's
Pay
your
$1
small-hatted fellow.
hours.
He's always got. I think he's doing a bit like Gnome. I think he's a very Torah focused individual. So he likes to suck babies' genitals for rituals, of course.
Yeah, he's Yiddish.
Folks.
He's very Yiddish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they like to do things where they snip the foreskin and suck on the phallus of the baby, and that's religious. But a man and a woman experiencing each other on camera and being viewed by others is definitely the devil. It's the devil. There's no way around it.
Man, we've been heavy on the dogma. Just my favorite. I love the topic. Gospels, my most inspired conversation, but lately around here it's just exhausting. A lot of religion, dogma, just like charging at the gates, and it's it's incredible how something so inspired can be just beaten into just the densest form imaginable.
Right. Yeah, these people are like the same people who go, you're really sick and twisted because you're a man making love with women. And then they'll go, hang out with all guys in a room, put on goofy outfits, obsess over certain shit and their neuroses, sit at a wall doing this all day, making up ideas of what God is, going to war with each other, abusing the women and pimping on them and telling them to like hide their hair under a wig and shave their
I
eyebrows.
went to the Wailing Wall and I had a little
shit.
bit of shoulder showing, and they rushed at me to cover up. I was inappropriately dressed to the Wailing Wall.
Yeah.
And the interesting part about it is the women get about a quarter of the wall, and the men have, the majority, and you couldn't really even get to it. It was the most sexist place I've ever been to, honestly.
Yeah, this is a simple psychology, right? These are folks who are control freaks. They show that in every aspect of their life. The one thing that takes away their control, ironically, is a woman and her beauty. So because they feel the one thing they can't control, which is a woman's beauty, taking their inner space over, something's got to be done about it, like everything else. No, you need to learn how to control your inner space or direct that and not be like guilty and neurotic and fearful and insecure and egoic and controlling and dominating. That's a you problem, right? Stop making it my problem, because when women come here, I could just see them as attractive in different ways, share experience or not, and move on with my life and not make it a whole thing about what my ding ding is up to and what God thinks about it, right? You like need to get out of your imagination a little bit. Sometimes I would think. So again, you folks are the most in every aspect: controlling, dominating, judgmental, misunderstanding, non-communicative, obsessive, neurotic, tradition-based, no common sense, and then you want to tell us about sexuality, right? Something you guys are horrible at doing usually. You're unfulfilled. Just again, this is just why you're the way you are, because you have unfulfilling love life. So you are more controlling, fearful, and neurotic because it's unfulfilling love life, right? If you had a fulfilling love life in all ways, sexually included, you wouldn't be as controlling, fearful, insecure, and neurotic and obsessive. But you can't reconcile all that guilt and shame that they put on you with what the reality of having an animal body is, inhabited by an angelic spirit. You can't reconcile that. As the man keeps saying, he's at war with himself, and that's how it should be. I don't agree with that. I think that's foolishness. They want you at war with yourself. They don't want a conscious, aware, empowered, inspired, inspiring man who can come forth and choose mates based on mutually beneficial hierarchical value system. They don't want that. They want low-value beta males and females in a monogamous, court-sponsored relationship where they basically set all the terms, whether you know it or not.
I respect customs, and I just didn't know that the shoulders were inappropriate. If I had known, I would have arrived with the shawl. It wasn't that big of a deal. But to be at the wall, but just in response to down here, this guy, I'm not anti-Semitic, Noam Horowitz. It's just the one time in my life that I experienced with my, just the math, the numbers, that the woman should just get a quarter when there was 3 times as many women there than men. And that to see the space, just mathematically, that we were cut off and put just corals.
Because women are not as godly as men, don't you know, in these cultures?
It had a profound impact on who I am.
Right.
My understanding.
But these are egotistical scum, and that's why you can't deal with them any way but one way. That's why women get feminist and cunty, because they're tired of that. They're tired of that. And then I have to deal with a cunty feminist and tell them, I ain't one of them. You don't got to do all this with me, because I ain't looking to control and dominate. I could get my way one way or the other, or I won't, in which case I'll go my own way. I don't need to do all that. Right? Oh, the man is like, the thing, and you're just this, and we're going to give all this to them, and you're over here, and hey, when we see you like this, you're going to cover up because you're bad and wrong, and you're supposed to be shamed and guilted. No, these are the same filth that come out of their fucking synagogue of Shaitan and go right across the street to the sex booths and jerk off in Times Square and come walking out of there like this. You're not fooling nobody. They're the same ones who go and fuck 12 and 13-year-old girls when they're overseas. You're not fooling nobody. They're the lowest form of scum. And they'll point to me and say, he's an infidel. He's the worldly reprobate. We got scripture. Then they get caught with a 12 and 13-year-old like they have since the beginning of time and have a reason why it's okay. I'm tired of it. It's ridiculous. I tell them to get fucked. If I was there with a woman at that place and they said anything to that woman, I tell her, take that shit down a little bit more. Pull your titties out now. I'm tired of these scum telling everybody what they're going to do. They got that spirit of their mama in them they're at war with, and they can't fucking handle it, right? Go home, go jerk off, hide in shame, and stop telling everybody out what to do and be. That's the problem with all these cultures and societies. They don't know how to deal with freedom, because they misuse it one way or the other. Either the woman come out here showing their pussy lips in public, getting all the men to look at them, then crying about it. Why are you all looking? Because you did that. Or you got these male dominator societies where they're going to tell you to wear a fucking glad bag over your head. It's ridiculous. We just can never find a damn gray area middle ground with anything. where we just honor all sides of it, right? Honor all sides at certain times, accept it all, move forward, direct it for what makes sense. So, right, it doesn't make sense to have like everywhere I go now, they got these 12 and 13-year-old girls in leggings with their ass crack out. And I go, just as a mammalian brain, we're like, in a way, trained to look at that. And then I look and I go, that's a 12, 13-year-old girl with her ass crack highlighted. What is that? You couldn't find anything else to put a 12 or 13-year-old girl in and something that highlights all the parts of her body? I don't understand that, knowing the way that a guy's kind of brain works in a way. You know, knowing that there's some guy out there who's looking at that 12 and 13-year-old and wanting to do something to him. I look at it and then I double take and I go, this is interesting how the brain is looking. And then when it looks and realizes in someone's brain, they're going, there's no difference. They're going, oh, that's acceptable and I want that. And you just put it on display for them. So I just don't get it. You got 12 and 13-year-old girls at the beach with dong bikinis on, showing, like, highlighting everything as if some creepy fucking guy. And then they'll say, Paulie's that guy, right? No, I'm just looking around observing. I'm watching what I'm doing. I'm watching what everyone else is doing. Then I'm watching the guy who's, like, doing laps around and looking at the girl and, you know, and the whole deal. So I go, yeah, we create a lot of our own problems one way or the other, whether we see it or not. Just like all these people putting all their children on Facebook. I got a mother, she's got her little daughter who's in cheerleading, right? 10, 12, whatever year old girl or less, 10 years old, I think. Makeup, hair, bows, teaching her stick her ass out and shake her ass. And I'm like, I don't get it. Is this what you want? You want to raise another generation of goofy hoes who don't know nothing, and that's where they get their validation? Look at me, daddy. And then when you take them to another arena, they got no heart, got no mind, got no nothing else, no understanding of life and anything that matters. That's what we need. So it's a fine line. Again, I get it. Women are going to always be viewed a certain way from the men. So we can't like hide that from them or guilt in a way. But again, there's a time and a place. And I just don't see where any of it adds up. They got the girls showing everything 12 years old. You got grown women being told to act like children. I just don't get it. Like, you just tell them you ain't my daddy. You ain't going to tell me how to fucking wear my clothes and show my body one way or the other. You know, apparently if you're old enough and you have reason, you know what the fuck to do and when. Everything else is their problem. Where do you want to go with this, Timmy? Rabbi, what was the guy? Shem, I guess. Rabbi Shem.
Rabbi Shem.
Rabbi Shem?
So
Who's
good.
that?
That was the
Rabbi
guy who came
Kibble.
on here the one day.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, you were here. Israeli Bonds.
No, I missed that one. Oh,
Can we do
that was my
the
other
prayer over the
persona.
matzah?
What now?
Yeah,
Can we do the prayer over the wine
just
or the
ate.
matzah?
I just
What
ate
do
two
you
bagels.
What do you eat in there?
There was two
Okay,
bagels.
2 bagels.
I mean, I'm from New York.
Oh,
That's why I
sweet.
like bagels. Everybody's making fun of me,
What is
calling
wrong
me
with you,
Jewish for eating bagels. So
2 bagels? Are you okay?
I'm
That's
fucking
not
hungry.
why they call you Jewish, Timmy.
Oh, it's the curly hair and the big nose.
Jew
Right?
bagel. Had a friend used to call me
Bagel, Jew nose, curly hair. How many more characters?
When is it gonna
Oh,
stop
man.
with my people?
It's always the victimized. And so the victim always.
When are my
I run
people
to-
gonna stop being tormented?
I run to Vietnam. I try to hide here. Nobody knows any Jewish people here. I find one bagel place and it's good. I gave them shekels by accident. I had to say, "Oh, oy vey."
You know how hard it
Sorry.
is to get gefilte fish on the holidays in Vietnam. You gotta
Young
ship it
Mike,
in.
save us. Man, your Jewish accent is terrible.
Ew, this one.
No, awful.
That one's great.
Nice
That's
work.
how half of my friends from high school in the North End sounded. I don't know.
I lived in New York City for 10 years.
10
Yeah.
years.
Quite an education.
Actually, that's I'm very thankful for the education that I received there regarding a club that I'm not in, and the financial system. The Banks Too Big to Fail 2008. That was when I woke up to it. That was a really funny one. I mean, the system completely collapsed and everybody just kept going along with it when the banks were just got to start over, but no one else did. For me, it was phenomenal. It just blew my mind. I was working so hard and they got the break, but no, we didn't, and everyone was losing their homes and lives were destroyed. And the banking system just laughed. It was turn the page. I don't know. It really got to me. I saw it. I was like working on the Upper East Side, living all over and being, I guess, just being a part of that banking world. I used to personal train at the top gym on the Upper East Side, and there was Bloomberg, everybody, celebrities. It was I guess like the Upper East Side is the real estate. There is in the small portion of land is the highest in the world. It's just blocks. Like if you look it up anyway. These people, I got to look into a world that not many people get to see firsthand. And they all just the game, it was a flip of a page, man. In 2008, no one was affected around me, but except for the people that I knew and grew up with and all over that were, it was a reality for now. So it was a good one.
Who's going to tell Razvan and the other guy down there that them two are the they were talking about, or I was talking about before?
Sorry for the ramble, guys. It's late. I should probably say goodnight. I appreciate
I'm distracted as always. That's why this broadcast is destroyed now, as you said earlier. Because I have Razvan and others asking questions. And we need to help them, Brielle. We need to help them figure this out.
Razvan, I don't know. I don't think that one I'm not so sure about. But man, I feel almost responsible. And then plus I brought Aaron into the fold somehow. Jeez. Yeah, baby. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right, Mom. We'll see you later.
Bye.
They say, who is they? And they're the they that I'm talking about. Is it always a coincidence? Every time you say something about someone, there's like 130 people down there at that point, 120, whatever it is. And then you say something, and the one person who is exactly that archetype goes, who are they you're talking about? You. You know that. That's why you just asked. He's the one who comes on here and says, my girlfriend's young and hot, and you're sinful for being with an older woman. I go, you're probably one of these self-righteous, egoic pedophiles who doesn't really want to come all the way out. I suspect you're one of them, Razvan, and the other guy down there who'd fuck a 12 and 13-year-old if you thought you'd get away with it. And then call it holy, and then say, I'm evil for being with Jennifer because I won't impregnate her. He'll impregnate a 13-year-old since the beginning of time and go, God ordained it. And then say, I'm evil for not impregnating Jennifer. I just love the
killing all those sperms. You murderer. Killing 300 billion sperms a day.
Razvan has a holy load that has to come to fruition. So if that doesn't happen, he's failed as a spiritual being. Razvan, get up here, you little puffy slave.
Okay, so the thing about Peru,
I
that was actually
cheat on you, Themey.
Yeah, the thing about Peru, that was like actually firsthand, like told to me by a Peruvian. But like the Romanian thing, like that's another like place. I don't know what's up, like what's with gypsies. Like I don't really get that. And
look at your boy, he's still down there. Look at his goofy dyed hair too. He's got that like silver dyed hair.
Dyed gray hair.
I bet he dyes his hair silver. Every European douche is like Razvan, I swear.
Yeah.
Every,
But dude, like dude, I was in
overseas
Moldova for like 6 months, and it's like right next to Romania, like kind of used to be part of Romania. Moldovans are great, like they're kind of like Russians, but like then there's like the Romanians came there, like some Romanians came, and like it's night and day, like the difference. And it's weird. I was in Georgia, and some Romanians tried to attack me. Yeah, there's this pack of 8 little Romanians. These like teenagers, like 8 of them, tried to rob me and my girl. Somebody was, oh yeah, we were talking about me and Jack were talking about knives yesterday. I had to pull a knife on these 8 teenagers in Georgia. Me and my girl we're going to get into a taxi. I had to pull my knife out, and like, oh, what the fuck you want? And it's just some gypsies, man. They didn't give a fuck. I don't know. So does anybody know what that's about? Razvan, what's that about, man?
Come on, I want to Razvan, get up here. I'm gonna wrap up soon. Get the hell up here and let's, you can tell me all about it. They're constantly down there. I just mention them and they pop out. They're just down there listening constantly.
and if you don't dye your hair,
I even put the brand up as your face. I put the logo up as your face now because it's Razvan. It's Razvan hour. So the brand is Razvan's puffy slave, angry slave face, and now we have his silver hair down there. It's just every overseas European douche. It's the same person over and over again. I am holy. You are not. I piece and shit on you. You are pedophile. Like you just keep projecting, huh?
You piece and shit on the Bible, Paul.
You don't know Bible. I have young hot girlfriend impregnated. I am very
R. Kelly, young girl. I follow Bible.
You are sinful. Have older woman in life. Very devilish. I have young hot fresh 12-year-old. I have impregnated for God, for God's country.
Not for me, for God.
Every egoic, douchey. And it's that one van. He calls himself Razvan. 220's the voltage. I guarantee it. I got a 220 voltage fucking inverter. So that's how creative he is. What do I call myself? Let's see. I am Raz. I have van 220 voltage. That will do. Right? And it's just, he has that one Sprinter van that has that certain shape to it. Goes up in the back. And he's got his little fridge in there. And he's doing it. And, he's working like a slave, constantly paying slave tax, has a nice little condo. And every once in a while, he goes out in nature and sits in his air-conditioned van and has a little cooler, looks at his hair. He's got all the right cologne on, too, to make sure he gets laid. Oh, I wore the right cologne. I'm going to get laid tonight. He's one of those boys. He's a nice boy.
And then complains, oh, I've been... my country, they attack us for 800 years. This country, that country, they so horrible. There's every European I've ever met has this.
America sucks. I never go there. Yeah. But they're constantly watching Americans and American entertainment. But America sucks and they hate it.
Dude, I met like people from almost every country in Europe and like Eastern Europe, and like it's the same shit over and over. They've got like this socialist like superiority, but like, and they got the arrogance of like, yeah, I'm British and like, or Spanish, or Dutch. Or
I
Portuguese.
have Jaguar. He's saying down now, I have Jaguar. It's like the 5th time he said that. He's telling us all over and over. I have Jaguar. That's how I know he's stupid. Jaguar is a horrible car. Horrible. It's like you're not going to get over 150,000 or 100,000 miles without having a serious repair. Bet on it. How many miles you got on that Jaguar of yours? Oh boy, you in for it. Wait till they hit you with that bill, dummy. I ride in Jaguar. I get 50,000 miles on new car before I replace transmission because I am rich. I'm rich and stupid.
But like, why is he even here? Like, why does he even watch or comment if he's like some clown in a Jaguar in shithole Romania. Like,
I have Jaguar
why?
with 130,000 miles ready to fall apart. I am rich and stupid. I have young hot girlfriend who's only with me because I have Jaguar, because I'm rich and stupid. If I lose Jaguar and condo, I lose woman because I have no value. I'm stupid.
Stupid pieces of shit.
Dummy.
Resident. I'm your uncle.
All right, will someone get Wizard to bed? I think it's about that time. Let me just get him his last pill for the night, get him to bed. All right, Wizard, just follow them into the bed there. We'll see you later. You're going to walk in, hold your hand. Yeah, hold his hand, Timmy, and walk him in.
That's Pineal's job. Pineal, get your ass over here. He's the junior orderly.
People are nihilists.
These people are nihilists. These people are disgusting infidels.
You remember that part in Big Lebowski? Just thinking of Talcott, but there's the nihilist. The nihilist outside the bowling alley. He's got to deal with these crazy nihilist fucks that are trying to kill him with a. I can't even remember what they're using, what weapons they're using. I gotta
This
rewatch
is so
that
sick
movie.
and twisted, man. Razvan, like all of them at one point, has given me contributions. Every one of them. If I had just not been real, I could have got like everything you own. But because I'm real and honest and true to myself and what I experience, and I'm open to debate, it's like I like talk myself, like I say, out of more pussy and money than you guys could talk yourself into. If I just came on here with a goofy Bible and said, Razvan, come on up, and all the others, and let's do Bible study, like with Aaron, you know, like they just keep, you know, contributing, loving me. As soon as I say, you know, I peas and cheat on Bible, as soon as I just say something, it's like, okay, we hate him now. We're gonna still watch all day. We're not giving anything anymore. And I go, you know, that's not really how this is supposed to work. You're supposed to really actually like me and then see the value in who I am and what I do. Beyond maybe some of the metaversal presentment. If you're going to contribute and support, it shouldn't be on some emotional whim. You know, do you feel stupid giving me $100 one day and then now being here saying you hate me, but then laughing with me? Like, you love me. You're just like the lagoon creature. You love me. You want to love me. You can't because your fucking dogma's in the way. So let's just get it out of the way. You're not a whole spiritual warrior. You're Razvan 220. And, you know, let's not even get into the rest of it. I already went over it. Virally's here now. I don't want to upset her.
What's going on?
How are you, Miss Virally?
Hanging in there. Rough week so far. Man.
You can't show your ass tonight because then you're piecing and cheating on Bible and God and you are devil. There it is. There's the devil.
The spirit. That's the spirit.
Oh man.
Wizard, go to bed.
Who's Wizard?
We got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle up here.
Who's simping on who now?
You can call me Uncle Sam, dear.
Yeah, that was crazy earlier. How many hours did you dedicate to nothingness?
Too many. So the person with stellar logic here says he's just here to watch satanic filth. So all the best, you know, holiest and most righteous people always spend their time, energy, attention watching satanic filth. That makes sense. I can see how that would check out in inversion land. The logic of the inversion people.
Oh, anti-religion. Completely, 100%.
I am better than you, but I am coming every day to watch you. I am enjoying your satanic filth. Right. You think maybe you are also satanic filth and just don't want to cop to it, whatever that is? You know, are we gonna just, girlfriend young and hot, but really devil? Like, okay, this is a dangerous game, right? Because when that bitch up and leave one day, you're gonna have to find yourself another devil. How are you, Mr. Cleveland?
Fantastic. How are you?
You're gonna come up here and give hard eyes to Verily, aren't you? I know what you're up to. You're a little devil.
Handsome little devil, yes.
You stay away from that woman. She's got enough problems in her life.
I wouldn't bring her no problems. I just bring her some peace.
Oh, okay. Rob Cleveland, right out of the gate. Are you going to embarrass her by telling everyone you're taken with her? Like that last white woman? She doesn't seem like maybe the type. You're going to embarrass her. You're going to go around, I'm taken with Verily. She's going to be like, relax, buddy. We'll put you in that yoga swing again.
No, I've learned.
Upside down.
Since learned, Paul. I've learned from my previous mistakes with that white woman.
You are satanic filth. You are not loving. You are satanic filth. You are wanting only sex. Not like me and my hot girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
They always call it a girl, and they always go young and hot, and then they never talk about how she is as a person, and there's never really any redeemable qualities. And then they go, you're so bad and evil and egoic. Look at my young hot girlfriend here. And I go, wait, that's not how that worked. You did it again. And then the women always look at him like, what? I go, you didn't just even see how she just looked at you, did you? You just completely missed that.
What do you mean?
Oh, you're a piece of shit. Okay, we're going to run from that now. I'm the young hot girlfriend. Watch how I blow O'Shea when he comes here for 3 days. It's that quick. It's that easy. Slide
What do you
mean? Go ahead.
What he means is that he's stalking some 26-year-old and just following her around everywhere and paying for all of her shit.
I am paying for everything this young hot girlfriend is wanting. I am hoping she will let me inseminate her and bring forth Razvan the second. Sorry, my accent is waning through the night.
Yeah, I mean, Razvan's young broad is probably getting railed by some other dude while he's out trucking on the road all day and night.
Rob Cleveland, you are the devil. I know it is you. It is you texting my young hot girlfriend. You stop texting her. She is pure and innocent.
She came on me.
Pure.
She is only wanting me.
Pure when they're all diluted with religion, not spiritualism.
That is the devil.
It's literally like Bobby Boucher, the Eastern European version, right? It's like Mama says,
you the devil.
Yeah, it's literally a little retarded boy who got a hold of the Bible.
Vicky Valancourt.
Papa says you gotta pick one of the books, and if you don't pick one of the books, then use the devil.
All right,
Like,
well,
that's
get me some water, Rasmus. Cool, bro.
Give me some holy water, please. You go tackling fuel.
Once you get contract with state, sex is no longer devil. Oh, is that how that works? Yeah. Once you commit to the institution of state-sponsored marriage, sex is no longer devil. It's holy.
Fuck under consent of king.
Holy union.
There you go.
How am I going to end this broadcast, Timmy, when I can't stand up?
Good thing the button to just end it is
like, no one realizes I never leave this chair. I end the broadcast. I go to sleep. I wake up. I'm still here. I can't stand. So,
that's why the weather alarm goes off and then it just keeps going off. It's like
body.
Out of reach.
I stood up when we were backstage. He goes, "Oh, you can stand." I said, "Yeah, hold on. Let me show you something." I started talking shit to him and showing him shit. He was like, "What? No, bro." And then he ran. Punk ass bitch. All that fronting on camera, and then you get him backstage, and then he goes, "Let me up again." All right, for Davy Crocco, I'm gonna show guns. Like, now what? Oh man, how did I get here? That's why Talcott yells out, "His life is a joke" with Lauren.
Is this
I'm about to
real,
go over there.
man?
I might need to do an interview with her and vent a little bit. Go ahead. Final words, folks. Let's get the hell out of here.
What can we say?
Unless you got some jokes you want to tell Veerly, or some other way you want to entertain these chimpanzees. Razvan's here for Satanic Phil, so he's not that, but he's here for it. So if you want to oblige him, I'm sure he won't turn away.
I'm sure I had something positive to say, but thank you for letting me up. Always a pleasure. See you guys later.
All right. Well, she's not even going to do any death sodomy with us tonight, and that's kind of disappointing. I was really into I was really into the whole death sodomy thing with her, but maybe another time.
Okay, well, I'll end with a joke real quick. Gal's moving into a new house, and she starts unloading her truck. And the lady next door comes out on the porch. She hollers, "Johnny, breakfast." 5 little boys come running up the house. They go inside to eat breakfast. They go back outside and they start playing. She's unloading her truck. Lunchtime comes around. Same woman comes out. She says, "Johnny." Those same 5 little boys come running in. Lunchtime. So they eat their lunch and they go back outside and play. Dinner time comes around. The gal's finishing up loading her truck. The lady comes out and says, "Johnny, dinner." 5 little boys come running up for dinner. She goes over there to the lady's house after they finish dinner, and she says, "Hey, just thought I'd come over and introduce myself, and I'm gonna be your new neighbor and stuff. And I know she got 5 cute little boys named Johnny." She says, "How come you named them all John?" She says, "Well, it just makes it easier when I need to call them for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner and stuff." She says, "Well, what if you only want one of them?" "Well, hell, then I just call them by their last name."
You don't get it by now?
I think I missed a crucial part there. I think I tuned out of the crucial
What he's saying is one white gorilla is worth like 5 fuckboys. So go think about it.
Final words for me. Thanks, Paul. As always, great stuff. And shalom. Yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi Shem. Good to have you here, sir.
Yeah, I guess I'll just finish with Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chad l'kner shel Hanukkah, or shel Shabbat, I should say. Shel Shabbat. It's not.
You're another small-hatted person? They're all around me, man. Every one of them that claims to be like the biggest truthers, somehow or another, come out right in the open. All the Kabbalists.
Look at my background.
Yep, that's how they live. Keep your friends close and enemies closer. That's why they're all around me. All right, Sean of Source.
Oh, I was muted. I wasn't muted. What? That's weird. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you later. Chris Rasta, your thoughts, please. I might have to get a certain kind of Bible. I might have to look into that, like not even the Bible, but a Bible, a certain kind of Bible, and then peace and sheet on it, just to trigger Razvan and all the slaves. He'd like that. He wouldn't do that, but he's here for satanic filth. So maybe I get like a Rosetta Stone, 3rd edition, semi-holy Bible, and piece and sheet on that. And just because the word Bible's in it, like, you get really triggered and upset. I don't know. I got to think this through. I got to figure out how holy this is or unholy. If I take a book and piece and sheet on it for Razvan and all the Romanian religious cultist dogmatics. Go ahead, Chris Rasta. Are you there, sir? Jesus, get with it. All right, Pineal Power, you want to give final words for Rasta? Since you won't leave?
I piece and shit on you. Not you, Chris.
Right.
Anybody.
You want to do the final words as Razvan? Stop with the damn background, bro. You're cutting out again. I told you this. I'm going to throw you the hell out of here if you keep doing that.
I piece and shit on StreamYard.
So, Razvan, tell me about your wife there.
She's way more woman than you will ever have.
She's way more woman than you are, but I will still fuck you because you're a devil. Tell me about like how young and hot she is and how that's righteous and godly.
You were with transvestigation.
This is exactly like talking to Razvan. It's weird. It's like I'm getting pulled right in. So yeah, like
go to my favorite YouTuber, Transvestigations, or Shields Have Lies. You watch their videos and you tell me you are not a transvestigation.
Right?
It's a transpocalypse.
You're not getting to the whole part about your wife, how she's young and hot. And that's really godly.
She's very hot. Very sexy.
I knew there was a place for you somewhere around here. Penile Power. What? Let me not break the fourth wall, okay? This is Razvan. Can you get a picture of Razvan for tomorrow night? Might do the whole broadcast with you as Razvan. So what's it like to be with a young, hot woman who obviously you're living a godly lifestyle?
It's fucking incredible, Paulie.
All right, we got to work on the material. We'll work on that. But I like that. You'll do the whole broadcast as Razvan, and I'll just go to you for commentary.
She shits in pieces on me. It's fucking incredible. Dirty Sanchez is a bitch. We take it to a whole new level.
Right.
And you are with transvestigation.
Right. He always does that. You're
pushing transpocalypse agenda, Paul.
Transpocalypse agenda, right?
And you piece of shit on nuclear family and Bible.
That's all you have to do is basically give a Catholic, Republican, extremist bent, worldly bent, and do it with that accent. It's just basically Newt Gingrich with that accent. Razvan's an Eastern European Newt Gingrich. And he goes, you're destroying family values. And then in the next breath goes, I'm going to really love when somebody bombs your country and destroys everyone. I go, wait, that's not how that works again. You can't say we are destroying nuclear family and family values and then advocate for destroying families directly and blowing them up. You can't celebrate over that. That's not holy and righteous. He doesn't get the line.
The difference between me, Paulie, is that my woman, she pieces and shits on me, and I love it. I love it, Paul. It's warm. It's warm. It's very nice. It's silky.
That is a very Eastern European thing.
But you piece and shit on the Bible. It's completely different.
That's not good.
Piece and shit on.
Right, urine and feces on you. That's a party in the Eastern European world, the Romanian world. But peace and cheat on God's book of stories, that's a problem. I get that. Any other thoughts there, Razvan, about holiness, godliness, righteousness, and scripture?
Shout out to Kidro. Yeet yeet. Peace and shit. Yeet yeet.
I yeet on you. You piece and cheat on Bible, I yeet on you.
Me and Kidro are going to collaborate. It is going to be the worst thing that ever happened to you, Polly.
Remember the day Razvan put a video up and did what the Provost slave did today? In the middle of me talking about it, he pulled it out, put it on private. Another little hoe. Another warrior of God.
Kidro and Provo are much more men than you will ever be, Polly.
Very good content. I am watching Provo.
Because me, Provo, Kidro, Moose, Talcott, Polly.
Razvan sent Provo that box of rainbow clothes.
All right, I'm gonna go peace and cheat. I'll see you tomorrow, Polly. I'll see you all tomorrow.
All right, go to bed, man.
All right, I go peace and cheat now. Bye bye.
All right.
You peace and cheat on Bible. Fuck.
All right. Chris Rasta, your thoughts? Right. I can't leave till Chris Rasta. Numbers are going up. Just me not saying nothing. Numbers are going up there for a second. Just sitting in silence. I can't leave till Chris Rasta does final words. That ain't right. So we gotta wait for him. Numbers going up. 20 minutes of silence like you did for the Gimp. All right. We can go silent. Hey, bro, you can't say stand up Davy Crocco. That ain't right, bro. You can shit on living people all you want. Wish for the worst for them. But if you talk anything bad about dead people, that's wrong. Fine to hate the living, but you can't talk shit about the dead people. You can't even say anything bad about it. Nope. Yeah, I can't actually leave because I can't stand up, so we're going to be here a while. numbers rising. All right, I'm out of here. Get the hell out, Rasta. How dare you leave your shit on there like that? It's a silence experiment, right? Every once in a while, I actually want to do that. I've done it before. I just sit there for 20 minutes in silence, see what happens. Why not? Content. That's better than whatever a Provo child does. If he would come on and sit in silence, that'd be way more compelling than whatever the fuck, all these kids got going on. So, all right, I'm out of here. Thank you, folks, for once again being part of. Well, I don't thank you. I mean, you should thank me. I showed up again to be here with you folks and put myself through complete insanity. Also, you all could observe and learn and be entertained. So thank me now or later. Your most humblest, trusty narrator for these occasions. Jonathan loves the silence. Sorry to hear about. Oh, here we go. It's all coming out. See? Sorry to hear about the diabetes-related players. Oh, that's funny, right? Yeah. Let's make fun of Paulie's possible diabetic legs. Numbness, tingling, loss of circulation, and possible death or disabling. Oh, that's real funny. Stand-up Davy Crocco? Oh, can't do that. Yeah. All right, I see how it is. I got it. I figured it out a long time ago what this is all about. Very hateful arena, this metaverse. All right, folks, go get some fucking rest. Find something to do it yourselves. I'll be in later to tuck you folks in. Don't think about doing any funny business. I know a lot of you folks are weird, a little bit weird out here. Talcott, I go to tuck him in, and he starts trying to rub the back of my knees. It's always a little bit off-putting. So get some rest. We'll be back tomorrow, as always, 7 days a week, 365, until I decide to change that schedule. I got to show up for myself and others, but this also can't kill me, like they say. I got to start, taking the stand-up challenge. I can't just never leave this couch. That would kill me. It's death by couch. I stood up for rights, freedom, principles, and the couch got him. Imagine that's on my headstone. I'd never live it down. Oh, he's talking all this shit, right? Freedom, principles, the state of Shaitan, and then the fucking couch got him. Who'd have seen that coming? Right. Provo child saw it. They all saw it. So I might have to listen to these people. Spending way too much time on the metaverse, but I'm getting out too. I'm getting some color, getting some sun. We're going out to the other property in a week or two. Once I get over there, we're going to be more with the garden and all the rest of it. So I'm still in a transitional phase in a way. I'm back out where I was, but there's two properties. I'm just kind of on one, hurry up and waiting kind of thing till we all get over to the other area, and then we'll see where that goes. Yeah. Aaron, is that Aaron? No, that's not Aaron. Okay. Thank you, Aaron, and others. Yeah, what else can be said? I'm out of here. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Much love. Official Talcatian sign off once again.